Felicitations, my family fledglings. And Ghost, it's good to unsee you as well. Welcome to another time zone with yours truly, Damien Halme, professional disruptor of the status quo. Chat, he's staring at us. Menacing. I am so menacing. Oh, you're in two chats. How did I leave that up? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I brought up the other one because I wanted to make it so it was just the chats that Nutty's chat wasn't covering. But I haven't figured out how to do that one yet. I've been so busy in my off days. But yes, the menace is real. I cannot hide my menace. Wednesdays, we do big brain chats and discussions about topics that other people don't want to touch or haven't thought to touch. Ways to optimize your life, ways to think about situations in a different light. And just hang out and use your brain instead of turning it off for the day. That's this community, so welcome to it. Tonight's topic is the Mandela effect. An idea named after a man it shouldn't be named after because there was very little of his life. But I understand the why. The Mandela effect is that which you remember differently from how it is now. Like a self-gaslight, or in some people's idea, a timeline shift where it actually absolutely did happen. You're not gaslighting yourself. And the world is changing around you. Some nefarious forces at work. We are joined tonight by the streamer of Oz. So we're going to pop in a Discord and see if she in Discord and say hi. I do not see her in Discord. I'm going to pop in and she's probably doing her intro to her folks now. So for those of you that don't know, well, you're new here to the channel. The streamer of Oz, my wife, life partner, mother of my crouch goblins, is also a live streamer. She streams on Twitch and YouTube. She hasn't made it to the full 5.5 streams that I stream to. And she's not on stream quite yet, apparently. Okay, well, what will we do to rectify that? So I feel like the Nutty chat seems to be floating. Why don't you move a little bit over? Nya, I can make you. It wants to magnet like Nya, and then I increase. Oh, I better crop the top, otherwise it's going to start flying off the top edge of the page. Oh, I can read it now. Those of you on smaller screens probably can too. If you're on vertical, you have no idea what we're talking about right now. Rod, whoa. Welcome on in. How goes your mid-May? The longest month, perhaps, of your life? While you wait for things to matriculate on your side. How are things in Final Fantasy? I don't know what we can do, but we shouldn't bully her. She might ult. This is true. I have a concept that I'm already in the works on to create a t-shirt that says, "Don't bully me or I'll ult." And feature that on my merch store, which you can go... Do I have a merch command? Don't tell me I have a merch command set up. Yes, there it is. Merch command is in. If you're just watching the pop-up chat, you won't see it. But if you're watching on Twitch, it's there. For anybody else who's not on Twitch, I haven't worked on your command just yet. But it's damien.printful.me. Printful is not the most widely known online store or online marketplace website, but they don't do mass order dump in a warehouse sort of work. They're boutique crafters, and so everything is a little more, what's the word I'm looking for, fair trade friendly. It's just better for the environment, better for resources used. kinder overall to the employee base. And the materials I thought maybe would be less quality as a result, because I'm paying a little bit higher of a premium, which means if I sell merch, I basically get very little profit out of it. I just do this for fun because somebody said, D, start merch. I said, okay, if you insist. And made the store, made this, and I feel better about using them than some of the bigger warehouse screen printers. So I thought that the material would not be as good, because if they're going to charge a higher price and do them like per print, you order it, they print it right then, that was all going to cost more, and they were going to keep the prices low by giving you bad material. The material of this shirt, which spoiler alert, I'm wearing my own stuff. This the material is nice. It's a good thickness. It's not like those paper shirts you get from some places where they put their logo on them and then you wear it for 5 washes and whoops, it's already deteriorating in your washing machine. It feels like a good thick. It's not like nightwear, but I live in Georgia, and if this were any thicker than this, I'd start to get warm in my own t-shirt. So it's nice. So yeah, damien.printful.me. You can find my merch, or you can go cyberstalk me. I have links to it somewhere. Do I have it on my website? I should probably put it on my website if I haven't done that already. They're more like custom ordering rather than drop shipping. Exactly. Yeah. That's why I felt more honest, more goodly about doing that. Thanks. Let me know if it's on my .com. If it's not on my .com, I got to fix that stat. Add it to my to-do list that we worked on last Wednesday. Man, I beat Oz by a long shot. I'm so far ahead of her in stream. I'm already to nearly the 15-minute mark. Okay. Well, we're going to pop into some Final Fantasy 14 while we wait. It's just a place for me to parkour around while I talk. It's one of those games where I can do stuff when we're establishing a topic or the chat grows thin, but I can stop and not do anything of importance when the chat is rocking. Hello, Stuart. It's not on there? Damn. Okay. I know what I must do. I must open my to-do. Where be my to-do? Are you my to-do? You look like a to-do list.
Hello.
Well, hello, the streamer of Oz.
I like how as soon as I hop into your chat, I hear crickets. Like it's trying to say something.
Yeah, it's not you. That is because of Risa.
Oh.
Hello. Hi. Welcome, everybody. Have you prompted your audience as to the topic of tonight?
Yes, I have.
Why you are here? Does everybody on your side of things know what the effect that we're discussing is? What that means?
I will let you explain.
Sure. To put it very shortly, the Mandela effect is something that is different now than what you remembered some time ago. Not so much as just yesterday. These are usually points of nostalgia. To put it longer, Nelson Mandela was a politician and leader of a people in South Africa during apartheid. And a bunch of people seemed to believe that they remember something about him that didn't happen, that he was locked away in prison. He was. And that he passed away in prison. So when they saw him alive and well, maybe 5-10 years after that belief started to spread, they started to doubt the world and say, well, something's wrong. Well, that's not Nelson Mandela. Well, he how did they resurrect him? It's a paid actor. Or they switched timelines on us and aliens are manipulating everything. Something like that, you know?
Yeah.
So.
I have turned down my chat beeps. Hopefully that is much more tolerable. Haley says, like, Berenstain versus Berenstein. There's actually an explanation for that one.
So the Berenstain Bears were a series of children books featuring a family of bears. What's the explanation between why people think the ending of the name was Stein, Berenstain?
Because there was a certain period during a company handoff to another family member where they attempted to change the name, and very shortly after, only a few years, they changed it back. And so there is some products out there that do say one versus the other.
Got it. So if you were a little at just the wrong time, and that was you were being introduced to these books, that might be the whole world you know. You only knew Stein. And then people come at you much later on and say, it's Stain, it's AIN. And you're like, you're all messing with me. I know what I know.
Rogeria says Chick-fil-A versus CHIC, no K, filet.
That one just seems like a bad misremembering to me. I've always seemed to remember that there was a K because all of their advertisements had K prominently in it, as though the really bad spelling of their name was deliberate because it was done by cows that wanted you to eat chicken instead of beef. That was their viral advertising, right?
Yeah.
Every advertisement, every billboard, it featured a whole bunch of cows like just out of frame with like it was obvious that they had done the text, and the text was all wonky, some sort of proprietary Comic Sans.
Yeah.
And it's always like eat more chicken, but when they say eat more chicken, it's always like with K's, extra K's, and no missing C's. It's like it's bad. It's exactly like the puppo speech of modern times.
Yeah.
Whereas CHIC sounds too cool, because that's also the French word for cool, chic. Be chic filet. And they're not that cool. I still freak out when they tell me my pleasure after I say thank you, because I'm a thank you saying person. I say thank you to almost anything that anyone ever does for me. And for every single Chick-fil-A employee at every single location ever to say my pleasure is the result is a little culty. It's a little freaky.
It is. It is.
It bothers me.
Armand says, I feel stupid today. It turns out my spark plug wires had shorted to each other, and that was what caused my rough idle. Also finally found the bad solenoid that's likely going to fix my stalling problem. We'll have parts tomorrow. You know what? You're not stupid. This has been a journey for you, and just because it took you until now to figure out what the problem was does not make you stupid. It makes you learning.
Yeah. I was going to say, didn't he die after getting out of prison? Not immediately. So let's see. Many people believe that he died in the 1980s, but he was released from prison in 1990. Afterwards became the president of South Africa, and he didn't die until 2013. So to say he was released from prison and died, it kind of skipped over an important part where he got to do some prezi work.
Yeah, that seems to exclude quite a bit of information.
Yeah. The Chick-fil-A was a marketing ploy with the cows, yes. There were other words in those billboards that were spelled incorrectly. Yeah. I think they did it because they were ashamed of how chick was spelled in Chick-fil-A. You ever notice how brands that have some weird negative thing about them, they try to spin it into something positive in big marketing ploys? Like Apple Jacks being a fruity breakfast cereal that's called Apple Jacks, and the taste testing for it proved that people decided this tastes sweet but not like apples actually. And if you have a food that's called apple something and doesn't taste like the fruit that you called it, what are you doing with your life? But they made a marketing ploy that the kids eating them didn't care because they just loved the flavor of their favorite cereal, and the adults were uncool for questioning why they didn't taste like apples. But of course, making parents look uncool is a very popular marketing ploy for anything kid related, right?
Of course.
I remember commercials for bubble tape bubble gum, where in order to sell it to little kids, I liked it too. I had a lot of bubble tapes. In order to sell it to kids, they made really nasty caricature adults and decided that they would make them want bubble tape, and the commercial denied those people. And their motto was that it's a bubble gum that's for you, i.e. the kids, not them, i.e. the nasty, pimply, pudgy adults in your life.
I see.
Yeah, it's pretty rude. I mean, he died right after getting out, just in general, sometime after being released. Yeah. He did some big things in his life. But he didn't die in prison in the 80s. I feel bad that he's probably more popularly known on the internet now for the Mandela effect than for being anti-apartheid in South Africa, though.
Yeah. Finished last of my birthday cake. I'm sorry, Kale. That's always a sad day.
Kale has birthdays?
I asked the same question. I was like, I thought you were an eternal being. How does that work?
Yeah. What's the birth that you're celebrating? It could be someone else's birth, or the birth of something that Kale...
Maybe it's the birth of human recognition.
Sure. Or the birth of something Kale manifested into the universe that will slowly consume us all.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty understandable.
Yeah. Jay, what's up? Jay says Fruit of the Loom had a cornucopia and they lied about never having one. That one was a long time Mandela effect. And Fruit of the Loom was like, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's Mandela. You know, it's Mandela. It's like the Bears.
Like, we want to be cool. No, you're not fucking cool. You're just a whole bunch of fucking liars.
You all don't remember it because it never happened. Because it's Mandela effect. We're cool like the rest of them. No, you're a bunch of liars. I don't particularly remember the cornucopia or not.
I do.
But, yeah, people came with the evidence. Haley says they even put a timeline of their logo on the website and left the cornucopia out of it. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Jerks.
They really tried very hard to push the lie.
Mm-hmm. Why push so hard? Why lie so deep?
Sometimes people really just need to be loved, and they just feel so unloved as they're not part of the cool kid group.
Oh, I see. Do you have any particular misrememberings, Oz?
Joanne versus Joanne's Fabrics.
That's a weird one, too, because if it was always Joanne, and I've seen the stores before they started to go bankrupt, they all say Joanne, right? I think that's weird no other store is just like the name of a person.
Yeah.
Like the other big craft store, Michael. It wouldn't be called Michael. Like, hey, do you want to go to Michael? That would be weird.
That'd be weird.
Nobody would want to say that. Or what about like sporting goods? There's one called Dick.
Dick Sporting Goods. Like, oof.
Want to go to
That
Dick?
could get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Do you want to go to Dick with me?
It just sounds like a person who's been really trying to hit on you and absolutely not doing a very good job.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it should be Michael's and Dick's, and therefore it should be Joanne's. It sounds like that's what makes sense. And so maybe I think we don't remember Joanne as being Joanne because it's a bad idea for a name.
Yeah. Also, Kennedy says Fruit Loops, Fruit, or Fruit Loops, Froot. I remember Froot.
I think I do too, but I don't. This is not a cereal that I had.
I had it a lot as a kid.
Okay. I would just imagine, like, what do you do with a kid cereal? You make it janky and fun for kids. And Loops has 2 O's. And fruit rhymes. So why not make the word fruit stupid and look like Loops because it rhymes with Loops? It just sounds like something a marketer would do.
Yeah, and that's how it is on the box.
That is how it is? Okay. I don't actually know that one, so.
Haley B says, I remember an off-brand using Fruit, Froot, but the OG being Fruit, Fruit.
Huh. Okay. That's weird. But I guess the generics can try all sorts of shady, underhanded stuff to get their product to be famous. Jay said it used to be called Chicks Sporting Goods before Dick's. What happened there? Why not leave it as Chicks? If it's a name, anyways. Or is it that people took offense because they thought, like, they were using sexist language or something like that? I know, like, didn't Chick used to kind of be a name or a nickname back in the day? Like a guy's name? To me, that one doesn't... I don't know why they would change it. Unless, again, they got just, like, negative pressure from everybody. Like, oh, don't call it that, or we'll stop buying your stuff. Haley said I worked at Dick's. That's better than saying I worked at Dick.
So,
although here's another Mandela effect, and it's related directly to that one, so definitely a problem with bad nomenclature, and that is JCPenney. JCPenney also does not have an apostrophe S, just like Joanne. And I'll wager there's plenty of you listening that think it should have been JCPenney's or has been JCPenney's all along.
yeah, this seems really weird.
Yeah, Chick Hearn's famous voice of the Lakers. That chick, yeah. That's not the same chick that opened these sporting goods stores, is it? I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, Kennedy, we already talked about the Berenstain versus Berenstein. So, did you know that in the Oxford Dictionary it is an informal North American word. It is Fruit Loop, Fruitloop. It means a crazy or foolish person.
I've probably heard that in a cartoon or something like that. Just someone made fun of someone and called them that.
It's probably part of the reason why people have such a confusion about it.
Mm-hmm.
Is because it used to be a term.
Sure. That would make the cereal even more, I don't know, apropos then. It's like, oh, we're making fun of a meme. You've heard people been called Fruit Loops. Here's a cereal of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Haley says it's J.C. Penney's for sure. I refuse to accept otherwise. My middle sister used to work there, so I know there's no apostrophe S.
Kennedy says, did you talk about Shazam? We have not talked about Shazam.
No.
Are you familiar?
I think what people are confusing is a Sinbad movie and a Shaquille O'Neal movie, right?
Yep.
Is that the thing?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the real thing? What's the confusion? Because I definitely never watched Shazam.
It's because, let's see, Shazam. Well, now apparently there's a 2019 movie that's also called Shazam.
Watch, they made it just because people were like, I swear there was a movie. And then some Hollywood execs checked and they're like, there's no movie called Shazam. But since everybody thinks there is, we're going to take the name. Jay says, did you know that in the Oxford Dictionary, gullible is spelled wrong? I know what you're doing, Jay. This isn't my first live stream. I know a troll when I smell one. I'm pretty sure last time I checked the Oxford Dictionary under gullible had a picture of Jay.
It says under, somebody said, we found Sinbad's Shazam Genie movie. They made quote-unquote real footage of the movie after people kept saying he portrayed a genie in a film in the 90s. The costume that led to this misconception was worn by Sinbad during a television presentation of Sinbad the Sailor movies in 1994. The movie isn't real, but the fake footage is. That's
funny. I like that. Just take everybody's confusion and say, you know what? Let's make fun of it. Let's own it. Haley says, many individuals vividly recall 1990s. Did you just read all this?
Huh?
Did you read Haley's chat? Was that what you were reading, or were you reading some other source?
I'm not reading your chat.
Okay. So yeah, Haley.
I don't have our chats combined. Do you have our chats combined?
No, I don't. I do not. Haley says, many individuals vividly recall a 1990s film titled Shazam, featuring comedian Sinbad as a genie who aids two children on a magical journey. Despite these detailed memories, no evidence supports the existence of such a movie. Though Shazam from 2019 is a superhero movie based on a comic book character. French makes the cutscenes go faster. Yeah, isn't French the fastest of them? I've done it in French and I've done it in Japanese before.
The Shaq movie is actually called Kazam.
That's where people are gonna. But then, see, here's the thing. I don't mind them getting Kazam and Shazam confused. They're two just silly words that makes sense. Yeah. But getting Sinbad and Shaq confused is weird to me.
Okay, do you want to see why?
Sure.
I will. So let's see. Here is the Kazam cover.
The only reason why I wouldn't do cutscene skipping as a healer is because it's harder to survive. If I'm tanking in MSQ, sometimes I'll do the cutscene skipping stuff. By your chats combined, I am Captain Planet. Your delivery for that? Hey, this is what I do. This is what I do for a living. Or what I'm trying to do for a living, I should say.
Here, hold on.
Not the Mandela, but the Power Rangers TMNT combo was sick. Wait, there was a combo with them, or are you trolling me again? That one I actually don't know. Did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles combine power?
Check your Discord.
Okay. You know, I think you can actually post image links straight into my live stream chat. Oh, yeah. That's, those are... Well, I mean, the one's fake, though. So
Yes,
you're saying
but I'm
I can
saying
see
that
why
this is
people
part of
would
the reason-
confuse this,
Yes.
but it's probably because the top one's faked for confusion's sake.
I get that.
I'm just saying, how could you confuse them too?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I do, but I'm just saying people do.
All right, let's take a look at this Ninja Turtles Power Rangers thing.
Remember them both? They both came out around the same time, like Armageddon and Deep Impact, or A Bug's Life and Ants. I honestly never saw... Well, you know what? I don't remember if I saw Kazam. I feel like I would need to see it again. There's a part of me that feels like it is and is not, like, familiar. You can absolutely post a link. Haley.
So this is a real thing. Boom Studios, Hasbro's, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers / Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. #1. Cover art by Dan Mora. That looks like it could be fun. Pretty recent too. 2019. They did a 5-issue miniseries, and then 2022 a sequel series. Good stuff. There are all the turtles on one of the 90s Power Rangers shows. Oh, on the TV show too? Interesting. Have to check on that too. Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles team up. Is this real or fan made? 4th episode of Power Rangers in space. I got to go to the Ranger Wiki. That's my trusted source for all Power Rangers news. For all the stuff when I follow so much Power Ranger things. There they are. Shaking hands. Red Ranger and Leo. Interesting. I definitely didn't watch Power Rangers in space. But there it is. Air date 1998. The Ninja Turtles were randomly teleported. What a Deus Ex Machina. Also, more recently, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman. Interesting. Power Ranger TV show and TMNT. Oh, okay, you weren't talking about. Yeah, apparently they made comic series after that.
Never saw Kazam, I only saw Shazam, says Kennedy. Power Rangers Turbo teamed up with TMNT for an episode in space. I thought it was Turbo.
It said
they fought a pizza monster?
That makes sense.
Haley says, the crazy thing about the Sinbad situation is that Sinbad himself was the one who said, I didn't do a movie, but I did host something on TV dressed as a genie.
That could have been it too. If he just dressed as a genie for funsies. Jay saw both Kazam and Shazam. So which one's better?
TMNT versus Batman was a good watch if you like super cartoons. All right.
Yeah, Jay was just talking about that too.
Nice.
I could see that being weird though, because Batman's so serious. But maybe that's the fun. You put him with a bunch of goofy characters. Surround him with teenagers. Here's a question. Is there a canon as to why they're teenagers for so long? Or do they ever grow up in any sort of alt-universe version of the comics?
You wish a sequel was out for TMNT versus Batman? They bought it on Amazon. Sinbad lies, just like Fruit of the Loom.
I think being a genie on a show is pretty significantly different than having a whimsical genie movie that people seem to remember that didn't actually exist. Although it was sad when the cowboy on Pee-wee Herman's Pee-wee's Playhouse, passed away.
Yeah.
Just talking about whimsical characters on TV shows. They do grow in the Ronin. Oh, cool. Ronin series.
TMNT does have more serious comics. The last Ronin was a good example of it. Each TMNT series does have them mature over time. It's one of the consistent good points that the series has. Characters with development. Interesting.
I respect that. I feel like they're really iconic, good American storytelling, and we don't have a whole heck of a lot of that.
This is true.
Although at the same time, I feel like once we do have a good story, we stick with it, and then we just keep doing everything possible in that time or in that IP. Like, look at how many ways Ninja Turtles have come back or come around in new light or rejuvenate. And other things. My Little Pony came back.
Yeah.
Transformers came back. Everything just sort of gets means tested at some point, and in earlier times in our culture, we'd say, well, that was really nice. Now, what else can we make? And today we say, well, I don't want to take a risk. So how do we make this one again for another 5 years? We already know everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Rod says, I only watch the Japanese version now. So I know about Kamen Riders, but that's different than Power Rangers, right? They're different shows. There's like a Japanese Power Rangers too, right? Originally from Japan.
I don't know enough about TMNT. It was never on my radar as a kid.
It's good. From the TMNT that I've explored. Batman vs. TMNT was okay. The life expectancy of turtles. Oh, do they only live to be teenagers? Oh, Super Sentai is the name of the Power Rangers show. Gotcha. Wait, did they bring Kamen Rider over too? I've never heard of Masked Rider. Is that the American localization?
Kennedy says you should look up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pet ice cream cat.
What?
TMNT has been rebooted a lot.
Yeah.
As known on a TV show, but how long do we give Activision before it reboots Modern Warfare for a third go around?
Right. Jay says, why make something cool and use your own creativity when you can make something, make more money? Rookie mistake. Right. Yeah, so when somebody else has already tested that something's cool, just buy the rights, do it again, give it a different director, different main actor. Actors always be getting older, so, go find somebody young that wants to do it.
I mean, isn't that what Disney did with Star Wars?
Yeah, pretty much. It was handing the torch, basically, right? Like, every character had somebody to, hand down. I agree, TMNT is GOAT. Well, then it would be TMNG. Did anybody ever do a GOAT parody on the Turtles?
They're just standing around staring blankly at walls and eating all the furniture.
Or conjuring awful demons and shit like in Goat Simulator.
Oh, God.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Gerbils.
Oh, God.
That just sounds adorable. As long as they don't eat their own young.
But that would be going against their nature, wouldn't it be?
Gerbils don't eat their own young?
No, you said as long as they don't.
Oh, yeah, I don't want them to be on the show and chomping on their babies.
But you're asking them to go against their nature.
Yeah, well. The Ninja Turtles went against theirs. They learned the ways of ninjutsu. Jay
Maybe
says
all turtles are technically destined to learn ninjutsu.
Oh, okay.
It's
That
just
that is natural.
Most turtles can never find a good enough teacher, enough patience.
So the real tragedy is that there aren't enough splinters in the world, or otherwise
Yes.
we'd have Ninja Turtles out the wazoo.
Yeah.
Oh. So it's the opposite of the Buffy problem. Buffy is like a universe filled with Watchers, but only has one Slayer at a time for the majority of the mythos. And this is all Slayers, no Watchers.
Yep. When we were in high school, there wasn't a good TMNT series on. Turns out Transformers is a new comic run going. I got the first volume at an event at my local store event. Free
Nice.
comics at the purchase of a certain level. Nice.
Jay says if only people would leave their own authenticity and make new. Oh, leave. I think I know what you mean. Like get their own authentic stuff, make it new. Yeah. I mean, some people do, but it usually doesn't take off as easily. It's hard to get people to back you these days. Whereas I think
Yeah.
before you could shake somebody's hand, have a little gumption, and with the right connections or the right luck, you could be the next Breakaway. Having Breakaway these days, or virality out of nowhere, is a little bit harder, especially
you kind of have
when
to already
people
have
don't.
your foot in the door, or you have to know somebody.
Yeah, especially when the rich people that used to dump money into risks now don't want to do that. I think investors used to be riskier. Oh, they're screaming. Oh yeah, the ninja goats would definitely be just screaming.
So much goat screams.
Oh, live in their own authenticity. Yeah. Stuart's very excited for the last Ronin TV show and the game coming out. Oh, there's a game too. Cool. Isn't there another game that's made by the people that made Shredder's Revenge? Didn't they recently remake something? I mean, not remake, but work on another IP recently. I thought I remember seeing that. That Ninja Turtles game was pretty good. I really wanted to play more of it, but I think everybody else burnt out after like one playthrough, which is unfortunate. Oh, you know what it is? I think they redid. Not redid. They did a new Ninja Gaiden.
Kennedy says, so the event that makes the Turtles in the original comics is actually the same event that binds and gives powers to Matt Murdock, Daredevil. It's not official because they're two companies, but the art of the event is the exact same. And it's been quasi-confirmed by the comic artists.
Interesting. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound? Is this the one? Let's say it's on Steam.
Armand says also picked up a Karai comic, TMNT side story, daughter/granddaughter of the Shredder trying to lead the Foot after he was defeated after the final time. Interesting.
There's actually multiple games similar to TMNT Turtles in Time. There's even one coming out soon. All in the Turtles IP, you mean? Jay says, I heard about that game. It's going to be awesome. Oh, Theory of Ooze dripping from the sewers is supposed to be the same toxic waste. Ew. So awesome to think about that crossover, I guess. Oh, are we fighting? Oh, my bad. Pause this. Shouldn't be doing this while also trying to heal somebody.
Nonsense.
I
Like you're
mean...
playing a critical role.
Critical Role. She said the name of the...
somebody else's.
Yeah, somebody else's IP.
Ew, it's a bot.
Smush it. Smush it underfoot.
Oops, Oz caught a bot. Also confirmed by the bad ninjas in TMNT about being the Foot Clan and Daredevil's evil ninjas being the Hand.
Nice. Could be. Could be somebody's doing some cheeky fan fic stuff or fan theory stuff behind our backs and seeing if anybody will catch on. I've definitely heard of companies getting together and doing that kind of like backroom pool. Like, we'll make this strategy up and we'll see if anybody actually catches on to all the little clues that we dump over the course of time. Let's see what happens. Some people don't catch those Easter eggs or those little mysteries for years, too.
Right.
There's still people finding out secrets about, like, old school comics and movies and even, like, video games. Oh, I had one, too. Thanks, Stuart. Thanks for taking me to the clinic and getting rid of that bot.
Boil.
The Boyle bot.
Cardiovascular sextant.
Excuse?
That's what it was. That's who it was in yours.
Oh.
Mine was comatose depiction. I put Ice Cream Kitty in show and tell. Let's go check it out. Oh my god. It's kind of cursed and I kind of love it.
Mm-hmm. Dumb, they just have a bunch of bad groups in New York City all named after body parts. Right? They could have been more clever
really
about their
funny,
names.
What would be really funny is if all of them joined together to create like a mech of everybody together. They could each be the hand, the foot, the...
I see what you're doing. You're build a Megazord out of them.
Yeah. It's the mega enemy. The real enemy isn't them as individuals. The real enemy is them all together.
Hmm. Oh, that was easy. He spawned back in with no health and just died. Jay says the foot, the hand, the femur, one super bad bud. Got more fungus among us.
I know you would. You're just making a gem ship from Steven Universe. What? Oh.
Yeah, that
bit.
too. I mean, that was a smart move on Steven Universe's part to also participate in the you're combining things to make a bigger, more awesome thing. Voltron did it. Power Rangers did it.
Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it.
I don't remember the Simpsons combining to become something
No, it was
more
an
powerful.
episode.
Oh, what? I know the episode you're referring to.
Yeah.
Where they say Simpsons did it. I'm just saying I don't think the Simpsons actually did that one though. Best Incubus album, Fungus Among Us.
Wow.
Do you remember the band named Incubus before Incubus became famous? This is not a Mandela effect. This is a real story. But yeah, there was I think they were maybe death metal or something. There was a band called Incubus. They never, if I remember right, they never copyrighted their name. And then the band that you probably know today is having the name Incubus, which don't really sound a whole heck of a lot like they deserve a sex demon's name for the music that they have. But we could have a whole talk on bands that aren't named adequately for their music. Savage Garden, anybody? But yeah, they just they jumped in, swept up, and stole the name. And then in an interview, I think I remembered they made fun of the other Incubus, saying, well, their music wasn't even that good. So, you know, it's just a matter of time before somebody came and stole the name that they never officially copyright claimed properly. I'm going to fact check that one just to be sure. Oh, it was a thrash metal band. They actually stuck around. They were formed in 1986 under the name Incubus. And they had to change their name to Opprobrium to avoid confusion. So apparently they probably could have kept going on with the name Incubus, but decided because there was a famous Incubus already, they're like, never mind. We're called something else now.
Kennedy says apparently people used to remember Jif peanut butter having labels as a Jiffy. No, what it is that they are confusing Jif and Skippy.
Oh, that's weird. Never heard of that one before. Never heard anyone called Jiffy. Jiffy just makes you think of Jiffy Lube. And also, it would have to be Jif because that's how the extension for the animated, what do you call it? The animated images got its pronunciation from. They're making fun of the peanut butter. Wait, Jay, did you actually listen to the other Incubus before? I never heard their music.
D, I didn't catch what you just said.
Oh, that
Jif.
It couldn't be Jiffy because the graphics, the animated image has an extension that makes fun of the peanut butter, and even used a motto from one of the peanut butter commercials at the time in announcing.
Choosy developers choose Jif.
I think they said specifically, this is kind of like dating Jif or when it came out. I think they said choosy CompuServe developers choose Jif.
Gross.
Where the commercial for the peanut butter was choosy moms choose Jif, because I guess it had like less sugar than other peanut butter brands. So it was about like, you know, what do you do for your kids to make sure that they get their best nutrients? You still give them sugar, but you know, you do the one with less.
Hey, yeah, Haley says, or thinking about Jiffy Lube instead of Jif. Let's not forget Looney Tunes versus Looney Tunes with a U-N-E-S.
Why would it be U-N-E-S?
It's not songs.
It's cartoons, right? So
Yeah.
that's T-O-O-N-S.
Yeah, cartoons.
And then you have the Fruit Loops thing again. You've got Looney, which they spelled O-O, and Tunes, which they spelled O-O. So, you know, looks fun.
Yeah.
Looks fun for kids. Jay says, only because I'm such a big Incubus fan, I went and checked out the other. Got it. You had to see who they won the name from.
Apparently it is T-U-N-E-S.
Oh, it is? I mean, I don't really have a memory one way or the other, so this one's not Mandela-ing for me because I guess I never really paid attention. I just assumed it would be O's all around to make it.
So there is a reason why it is T-U-N-E-S.
Okay.
It has a sister series called Merry Melodies.
Oh, that's right. That does make sense.
So it's just coinciding with its sister series.
Okay. So then the people that think it's Toons, OONS.
Or because it's cartoons.
Because it is cartoons. Yeah. But then that completely disregards Merry Melodies.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because Merry Melodies doesn't exist anymore, so there's no context for it.
Oh. What was the difference between the two of them? I just thought they were... Well, I guess I don't know what I thought. I have no idea why they're two different brands.
So also, there's 3 factors that integrate the confusion for Looney Tunes. There's Tiny Toon Adventures, which is TOON.
Oh, well that's confusing.
Tunes is a word, it refers to cartoons. And both Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies incorporated music heavily into their cartoons, which might have contributed to the Tunes spelling being mistakenly remembered as Tunes.
Wait, the music being not the right answer now?
It is the right answer. It's saying there's no longer like as heavy of a music element.
Oh, so people don't remember that part. Gotcha.
Yeah, they don't have that context.
Looney Tunes one was Wild Tunes because they sang all the time. In the original Looney Tunes, they did a lot of singing. That's what Jay says.
Yeah.
I guess I remember some of them being just song driven or just music driven. Like the Barber
Figaro?
of Seville. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was literally just, let's just do music from a musical and have no dialogue whatsoever.
Yeah.
There are beasts ahead of you. They must have gotten in and made themselves at home.
Haley says it started out heavily featuring the music rather than the characters speaking. That makes sense. In fact, maybe that would be a holdover from like the way, well, I don't know when it all started, but back in the day, you'd watch cartoons and movies with no sound recorded. So you'd have like a live performance, right?
Yeah.
You'd actually have somebody or some buddies doing the music and trying to keep up with the timing of the movie, which is, to me, that's crazy. I wouldn't be able to handle the pressure.
Yeah.
I've done ADR, I think it's called ADR, for a film before. And that's where you have to replace existing audio bits with voiceover so that it looks like the person speaking on camera is saying the words out of your mouth. A lot of times an actor does it themselves because it's their voice. So you want to hear their voice doing it, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes they pay somebody else to do it. And it's nerve-wracking to feel like you're responsible for getting the lip sync so correct that nobody in the audience is going to go, hey, I don't think they actually said that. Although you can also make fun of that, like Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Huge example of really bad ADR in the Madam Web movie.
Oh? What happens?
Yeah, it was heavily ADR'd to the point where it almost becomes comical.
Oh.
Almost The Room status.
So
Wow.
why did they do it? Did anybody fess up as to what was going on?
There was just a lot of changes to the movie apparently, and they didn't know the direction they wanted to go. It's a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man, so there's that.
I see.
It was just a very bad movie.
Big. You'll have to deal with it to continue on.
Also on here, just it's easier to listen to you guys when
Sure.
you're both streaming.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Would you like me to avoid chiming in, or would you like that if I have something to say?
I'm good with you chiming in.
All right, that's a rarity.
Wow.
Well, in life, I should say, not from you guys specifically.
Jay says I like to sing. About the moon and the June and the spring. I remember that one.
Yep.
There was a period in my life where there were Looney Tunes on several broadcast TV stations, and I would watch pretty much all of them.
I don't remember where I was, but I did see a child. Like, I was waiting in a waiting room for somewhere, and they had an old Looney Tunes playing, and the kid was just, like, enraptured by it, like he had never seen him before, and I realized he probably hadn't.
Yeah, probably. Something's new to somebody all the time.
Hi, Sass. Thank you for the raid. How was your
Sass.
stream?
It was also very jarring when I realized both of you were playing the same game.
We're playing the same game?
No, we're
No,
not.
what?
Oh, that we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I popped on to your stream. Oh, they're probably doing dailies together or something. And then I go over to Oz's, and she's just like putting spackle on tile, and I'm like, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to do something that was like, I could pay attention to it or I could not pay attention to it, and it would have zero bearing.
Also me.
Basically, yeah.
Oh.
Haley says, I assumed it was to act as a bridge between silent movies and kids' cartoons so they didn't have to worry about having actors involved. It makes sense. Yeah. Plus, a lot of those old songs they didn't have to pay for. So it was probably pretty cheap to make a bunch of them and see how it worked. See if they actually could survive as a production company, right? Jay says, going up to the TV to change the channels, rotary phone over at grandma's.
Yep.
Why are you showing how old you are right now, man?
Good work.
Just kidding.
Now, proceed to the access hatch and head inside.
I will say there's something I found out I realized I didn't miss until someone pointed out to me. In cartoons in general.
Hmm.
Do you know what an animation smear is?
Smear. I haven't heard of that term.
No.
So in animation, you'll probably see like pictures of frames from old cartoons, like Simpsons is a big one where it's just a weird looking image. So it's to simulate motion blur.
Oh, sure.
In animation, they will like take a hand, and in one frame, like it'll like look super distended, moving. Let me see if I can get an example.
I've seen this before. It looks pretty weird when you catch them frame perfect.
But they are super important back in the day, but they don't do it anymore because they don't really need to, even though it would still make the art look better.
Why don't they do it so much anymore?
They can do such fast frame rates on it. There's a couple different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it, the art is done via computer now and not by hand.
Yeah.
So instead of having like one frame that's super fast, it's like cool. They just draw it out and let your eyes do the smearing itself.
Gotcha.
Keeps construction was apparently
So you still get smear. It's just on you now.
Yeah.
Even during the war, the
Yeah, I was just wanting to play Raft with some friends. I had 4 people all of a sudden just stabbing at a shark.
upsetting to think that preservation
Poor shark.
terminal is in this place.
I have that game and I just haven't played it yet.
Jay says age ain't nothing but a number. It's true. It's true.
Careful who you say that to. Some people do not like that phrase.
Well, I
Kind of
think when an awful person says it, they're saying an awful thing, and when a
Yeah.
non-awful person says it, they're not. I remember me and my friend growing up talking about growing old, and he said, "You know what I really like? I like when you meet an old person that talks to you like you exist, like your ideas matter, and that it's okay to get on a younger person's level, even if they're immature, and just show them respect." He says, I want to be that kind of adult that kind of never forgets what it's like to be younger and have to
Yeah.
interface with adults. And so you're not all like, "Urgh," and just being dumb and uncharitable to younger people because they're young.
Yeah.
And,
Hello,
and that stuck with me.
Doohoo.
And because I haven't done it, I want to do my daily wellness check. You guys doing okay?
Yeah.
Today was a little bit rough in the middle of my day, but I had to have some horizontal, not moving time.
Not the fun horizontal kind.
No, not the fun horizontal time.
Okay. Well, I hope you're feeling better. If there's anything I can do, let me know.
Okay.
These
What?
focus states right now.
Oh, just a little bit.
What?
This boss, you don't have to pay too much attention to.
Anonymous. Thank you for gifting 5 gift subs to my community. I appreciate your support. Holy crap. Thank you for giving them the gift of farts and burps. I just hear Teresa laughing in the background.
It's funny.
All you have to do is say fart or burp, and she'll go.
I was crying. Loud. I didn't think it was that loud.
Phones are sensitive.
Yeah. Nothing sacred anymore.
Not when Teresa's around.
Jay says, I was at a party and nobody knew Bone Thugs and Harmony. Definitely felt old.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I know what Bone Thugs and Harmony is.
Not gonna lie, you don't seem like the kind of person that listens to Bone Thugs.
That's okay.
Also, Oregon weather is fantastic. We have up to 30-degree swings, and it's so annoying me right now.
I like swingy weather, personally.
Do you mind if I ask a question for you guys?
Yes.
Fire away.
Pause mine so I can.
Okay, never mind.
What's that?
I also mind.
Well, seeing as both of you are, I would call gamers at least, and both of you are very musically inclined,
Yeah.
Okay.
are there any notable video game songs that stick out to you that you could be like, this is my favorite song from a video game?
There are ones that I have transformed into lullabies when our kids were babies. And so I think those ones kind of stand out to me because they have a different, they have multiple schema now, right? Like I liked them as a game song, and then I liked them enough to like be able to hum them to myself. And then I liked them even enough to expose a tiny brain that's never heard music at all to the sound of my voice singing those songs.
You don't have to call my brain tiny though, but thanks.
You're not one of my babies, my dude.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Wow.
Wow, you're doing a long play then.
What about
Doing
you
a
all?
real long play. So I used to, and now the taste of that song is sour to my mouth.
Would either of you like to share the songs? or-
So I can't share that song because apparently the guy DMCA's anybody on YouTube that plays it on their stream.
Well, you just say it.
I don't even want to give him credit.
Or
Oh.
DM
He
it.
knows who I'm talking about.
The guy, oh, can we just say, like the game it's from?
It's from Uru. It's the library song.
Yeah.
Oh. I heard that guy's a dick.
Yeah. I
He
even
is.
posted in the description on a couple of my YouTube VODs for the streams where I had to dip audio, who he was, what he or his production company has done, and encourage people, one, to unfortunately not stream missed games online, or two, if they do decide to, don't do it with the audio. Don't do it with the music anyways. And for them to tell Cyan what they think of this basically like patent troll asshole musician who wants to jump in and make money off of content creators by basically trying to take a cut of everything that they stream. When, mind you, the stuff
Can you
that
not
we
do
stream
all this?
is free,
Fair use.
fair use. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Stuart?
doesn't he also DMCA like songs that he didn't create himself?
Yeah.
Does he? I don't know about that.
That's what I thought you said before. Like they weren't even like technically his, but they were in the same game, and so he would like DMCA.
No. I've had other
No?
I've had other people try to DMCA songs that I know are not theirs. I had a company, probably a fake company, try to DMCA Harris Heller's Stream Beats, and I was like,
Wow.
"This is
Like,
royalty,
this is literally royalty.
literally royalty free." I literally have the license. I even have the license English from Harris Heller's, like, you know, terms of service or whatever. You can find like the official statement that lets content creators know you're allowed to use this, and I posted that in my whatever you call it, appeal, and they backed out. But this guy didn't back out. I appealed to him and I said, hey, this is fair use, you need to back off. This is, you know, don't try to like share money with me on this when I'm not doing this in, you know, anything but fair use. I explained my fair use rights, and he denied my appeal. And if I try to appeal again, I can get my YouTube account could get dinged, which
Wow.
I don't care to try to do just to make or work. So I dipped his audio and I replaced it with Kevin MacLeod's audio, who is a prolific royalty-free music maker. If you've ever listened to anything that sounds like stock music in a YouTube video, chances are it was written by Kevin MacLeod. He has thousands of songs that he has put on the internet for people to use for free. All you have to do is give him credit. That's it. He doesn't care about the money.
Yeah.
Or he has money from some other source or something. I don't know.
That's pretty cool though.
But yeah, I gave credit to him instead and took credit away from, or gave anti-credit to the composer in Uru. Oops.
That sucks. When having a song you like being ruined like that is that just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, other than that, it's probably the Zelda music from almost any game.
It's kind of hard not to like Zelda music.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my favorite, if I had to name one song from a video game, I would say it would be the Gerudo Desert theme.
Yes, that
Oh.
is a fantastic piece. So D has never played Ocarina of Time.
I am aware.
Not very far. I've touched the game. I just haven't played through it. I definitely didn't get to that part of the game.
It's the song has trumpets, a lot of rhythm. It has kind of a Hispanic feel to it. Has a Spanish guitar in there. Very unique for a Zelda game, where most things are fantasy based,
Yeah,
and it slaps.
it
Right
does.
on.
I don't use that phrase lightly.
I don't think you would, considering it sounds like you're using young people speak when you say it.
I know.
Jay offers the Mortal Kombat theme and the Mario theme song. Oh, classics.
So Armand says, we're always listening, Teresa. Also, Final Fantasy VII's remakes Airbuster is an orchestral rock masterpiece reimagining of the still more fighting boss theme from the original Final Fantasy VII. I will also definitely be humming Zelda's Lullaby to my children, should I have any.
Nice.
Kevin's music was used for a Kerbal space program. Sass says, oh yeah, one of my favorite actual ever songs is made by Kevin. Meatball Parade.
Nice. All of my original YouTube videos that have music were Kevin MacLeod songs. So I owe him a lot to my early YouTube career.
What are the songs that you hum, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
Me? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was just waiting for everybody else to be done before I said anything. So I have two that I think a lot of people would really like and agree with. And then one that I think would be really confusing. So the one is Terra's theme / overture from Final Fantasy VI. You hear it very near the beginning of Final Fantasy VI when the 3 mechs, Magitech armors, are traveling through the snow and the credit roll is happening.
Oh, I'm aware. I like that song too. It's a good one.
Number 2 is Gotta Dip Deuces. Love y'all. Jay, you're a legend. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for joining in on the conversation. I'll catch you on the flippy floppy.
Have a good night.
There's young people talk.
Stop. That's old
It's
talk.
not.
That's old talk.
That's old people talk, but it was. But yeah.
Yeah. The next one, I'm gonna struggle remembering exactly the name of the theme or exactly where it is, but it is from Chrono Trigger, and I think I remember it being in the woods outside of like medieval Leans town, whatever the place was called.
I'm not too familiar with the Chrono music. I have heard some of it, I know. But it is unfortunately a game I haven't played yet.
Oh, wow. I just would assume that would be your up your alley.
Yes and no. At the time it came out, I never got the game because I wasn't aware of it. And by the time I was aware of it, I didn't dislike them. I just knew I didn't have the time for most of them.
Sure. Sure.
But I hear that game has fantastic music and is just good overall. I actually tried to buy it recently, only to find that most versions you can buy now suck.
Oh.
Boo.
Yeah. That's actually, it was during your stream when I was trying to buy it.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Is when I asked which Final Fantasy I should play and was told to play 3.
3? That's one I haven't tried.
It's pretty good. It's
I
unique because you can change classes like you do in online.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
I started with, or I didn't start with, but the oldest one I played is 4. So I don't know what 1, 2, and 3 are like at all.
I would say very similar gameplay wise to 4. However, just the fact that it's like you can change your class at will is kind of different.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to have a identity as a character in there.
I could see that. Like it removes the feeling of this is my big DPS, this is my big strong tank.
It is during the time of we want to be Dungeons and Dragons, but a video game.
Yeah.
For Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Still have a pretty good story for the time too.
Oh, good.
So Sass says, music that I remember having the most impact was Doom 2016. That had a fucking fantastic soundtrack, quite frankly.
Yeah, they did that right.
Speaking of games with good music, the devs posted something today about Kingdom Hearts 4 being in progress today.
I am cautiously optimistic.
Armand says, D, go watch the dudes play Garuda Valley in public. I put in show and tell.
Cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Kennedy
it's a
says,
very good performance.
I had a podcast back in the day. I used Kevin MacLeod music for the intro and outro, and when Spotify bought out my podcast app, Anchor, they copyright struck every episode, even though I credited him appropriately. Petitioned and strikes were removed.
Nice. Although it's really annoying to do. It's kind of like unpaid work to get just the pay that you were deserved in the first place.
Yeah.
I know what that's like. I've removed a ton of strikes against my channel ever since I was got repartnered with YouTube. And it's not fun. I get angry face.
Armand says, I'm still on the beach in Baldur's Gate 3. Haven't played in months, but can't be bothered to commit. Sela says 9 for me.
Still haven't played that one.
Kennedy says, okay, best VG music, Tetris Type B, the Advent Rising theme, the Golden Sun theme, the Song of Storms, and the Song of Healing from Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask, respectively. Armand says,
doing just Zelda's Lullaby backwards?
No. I don't think so.
I'm fairly sure.
Oh no, you might be right.
Yeah, it's Saria's song backwards.
Ah.
That's fun.
Depending on which Final Fantasy 3 you're talking about, there were some continuity issues on import back in the day. Pretty much any song they ever played at video games live. I'm thinking of the Skyward Sword theme. Says Kennedy.
I like it when I ask a question and it makes everyone go, "Oh, me."
We must be building good communities.
Yeah.
Or I'm good at asking, like, I want to say dumb questions, but like you're good at the deep, like philosophical questions. I'm the fluff piece guy.
You might even say
Well,
fluffer.
Yeah, I was don't.
Yeah.
I was gonna say don't say it. Don't. Oh, you said it.
I said it.
I'm helping you.
Nice. Classy.
Wow.
Always.
As ever.
So are you ready for the third mystery song that I've hummed as a lullaby to both our kids for a long time?
Let's
Sure.
hear it.
Because I think everybody sort of agrees the Square games are, iconic and beautiful, and remember those songs forever. But the third one that I've also hummed to them is from the SNES import of SimCity. And it's not even a song you hear while you are playing the game. It is the song that you hear when you're just choosing what map to build on. That's the only time you ever hear this theme play. But if you're like me and you spend agonizing time looking over the various maps and going, no, not this one. Oh, I really don't want to play for hours on this place. Then you may know this song.
I don't think I've ever played a Sims game in my life.
Really?
Really?
I think
Interesting.
Oz, you were there when I tried, but I just made a character and watched you play with it.
Oh, you mean Sims like The Sims?
Or SimCity, or Roller Coaster Tycoon, any of those
Okay.
kind of games.
No simulators. Flight
Yeah.
simulators? What about like stuff where you're in something?
I give you count Ace Combat.
I don't know that one. I wouldn't know if it
It's-
feels like a sim or not.
It's kind of, but not really. I wouldn't count it.
Okay.
Lullaby backwards, yeah. Nothing gets more responses than saying something wrong online.
That's
Never
true.
never ask a question, just post what you did with confidence on Reddit and thousands will correct you.
Yep. Right? How do you solve your homework? Ask ChatGPT or tell the internet you did the answer wrong.
Or answer it correctly and get incorrected. You'd be incorrected by the internet as well.
Incorrected?
So you can't be corrected if you're already correct, but people will incorrect you.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. You'll always find people that'll be like, that's not right. And then they'll pull
And
rank.
they're super wrong.
I'm literally a scientist in that field, and what you're saying is exactly wrong. Of course, they're just lying.
Yeah.
For
Apparently my two
faking it.
nieces / nephews, unknown sex as of yet, will be strawberry size on Friday. Yay. Unrelated,
taste.
sorry. Well, they taste of strawberry.
And would the womb be considered a strawberry field forever?
Only if they're never birthed.
Dark as
No,
fuck.
then the flavor's absorbed into the placenta.
Sorry, I had to. You had to pause and say forever. I'm like, oh, fuck, that got really dark really fast.
Only if
I'm
you
just gonna
made it
lean
dark.
into it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean into it. I will not apologize for brilliance. Ace Combat is arcade flight, not sim flight.
That's
Gotcha.
why I said I wouldn't count it.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on which one you're playing, really. I think there's like one or two that's like closer, but it's definitely not like you're hitting all the buttons to make the plane not crash.
A very Wednesday Addams of you. Why, thank you, Kennedy.
That sounds appropriate.
I feel weird that you're using appropriate in the same sentence as talking about Oz.
Like socially appropriate and just accurate are two very different versions of appropriate.
Yes.
Exactly. You should have said accurate. That's accurate.
Okay. I hate wearing the cat head, thanks. I think with me, I'm mostly immune to Mandela effect. But I believe the reason is because I don't pay that much attention to things if I feel like they don't matter. And so if somebody tells me, no, you remembered that wrong, it's actually this, I'd be like, you know what? Probably.
I don't think I've ever had a situation where I've been Mandela affected. Which is why I had to come up with another question.
You don't think you've ever misremembered anything?
Never. It's 'cause same thing. Or never been like sure I was correct and been like, oh yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it.
Like I've totally forgotten stuff, but it's like I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of
Like I have an okay
ego
memory.
about my memory. That's what it boils down to. I think that's what it is you can't have Mandela effect without having an ego that you will remember things correctly. And I just don't care.
The closest thing I like, because I'll get like post Mandela effect when someone shows me a picture that's incorrect. It's like, yeah, that looks right. Well, I guess it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like someone showed me a picture of Mickey Mouse with suspenders on. I was like, oh, yeah, I guess he does wear them. Oh, that's just a fake one? Okay.
Right.
Sass says, my favorite thing to do is use a troll account to post Wikipedia word for word and wait for it to be corrected before just posting the screen cap of the article word for word and waiting for the comments to delete themselves. It's just so gratifying. Armand says, do not put a rug between the toilet and the drain pipe. No, you carpet the outside of the bowl. I will end you, Sass.
Yeah, you have to carpet the entire bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still
You say
calling out
that-
that house.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking weird.
I recently fixed somebody's comment online where they missed something or they just didn't understand something correctly. We were talking about macroeconomics is, so riveting stuff that I get myself involved in online. And the person had posted some sort of map involving like the nation's it was a chart of the nation's ability to buy goods in that nation, basically not just your dollars adjusted to each other or basically using a standard like the US dollar. So what would you consider the Chinese yuan if it were converted to US dollars, that sort of thing. But also in terms of what's the cost of living there. And that's called PPP, purchase, what is it? Something purchase parity. And it takes both of those into account. And this one American jumped into the conversation and was like, that's all well and good, but the U.S. being so high up on that chart, you have to realize how expensive things are here for everybody. The average American just can't afford things, and this is just not fair. It portrays us in the wrong light. And I couldn't help myself and just, replied, they literally did account for that, though, right? That's what PPP is in case things do cost more, this number makes up for it. So I just posted that's literally what PPP is, and everybody sided with me. And this person, instead of deleting their comment, doubled down. And that's when the fun happens, because that's when people, I think, can get really nasty on the internet just for fun's sake. Then everybody started diving on this person because they went forth to say, listen, all you people arguing like fifth graders, like you couldn't figure out the nuance in what I was saying. And I went ahead and stirred the pot, and I was like, so you mean you're calling everybody fifth graders because you misunderstood the term PPP's definition? And that was just, I didn't have to like say, oh, you're being uncharitable. I just asked the question. And then everybody in comments went ballistic on this person.
I'm gonna finish my cheesecake and watch Batman vs. TMNT again because I need humor today. I have a sweet tooth, D.
Yeah, me too. I didn't want to say anything. I was like, I'm just going to try to be good. And by be good, I mean just deny telling you anything about what I really feel.
Oh, I see.
That's key.
But it's there.
I know.
Haley says, my memory is awful, so I remember things wrong anyway. I write down, or not write, because, you got your phone on you at all times. I just put stuff in my phone at all times and say, this is what I have down. Not this is what I remember. This is what's in my phone. And if it's not in my phone, I'll believe anything anybody says. If they're like, oh, it's not this way, and I go, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Let me look at my phone. And I don't have it in my phone, I'll concede the point. Even if I'm convinced I'm right, I'll just concede the point because I have no idea.
Because you have no way to back it up.
Yeah, well, my brain is just that bad with memory that I need proof. Yeah, I know you know. I'm telling the people that don't know me.
You don't know, D?
You don't know my Swiss cheese brain.
Do that. And because I was just thinking, like, I've had to correct Haley a few times on things.
Mm-hmm.
And Haley's just, oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm that person that will remember, like, very specific details.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you doing gardening, Oz.
Haley says, I'll put so many notes. I was a note taker before, a big note taker. Yeah. So many notes, or keep so many internet tabs open on my phone so I can remember what I was thinking about or trying to find. Yeah. I used to have all sorts of sticky notes all over everywhere, or like scrap pieces of paper everywhere. And that got to be such a garbage system. Like if my fan was running because it was hot and it blew a note onto the floor, I would double book myself or, contradict something. And it's just a bad system. Once smartphones came out and I got one, it was like a life changer for me as far as what I could do with the part that doesn't seem to work with my brain.
I feel like you've also just, like, you don't, like, you and I were having a conversation the other day where you're like, does it bother you that I don't, like, learn the streets around our house?
Yeah.
And it's,
Do you not
it's
learn the
just,
streets or the street names?
Either.
he doesn't learn how to go anywhere without maps.
I
Because he's got
don't know
maps.
street names, but I can remember most, like, back alleys, and I'm good at remembering maps in general.
Mm-hmm.
He has, what's the word?
Selective memory.
No, where you've used something else to remember it for you.
Tool.
No.
No, there's a phrase, I can't remember what you're thinking. I know what you're trying to say. Associative.
No.
No? Not associative memory?
No.
I don't know.
It's not delegated. It's not.
Artificial. I know those aren't the words you're looking for. I don't know what word you're looking for. Troa's here. No, not a mnemonic device because I'm not memorizing it myself. A mnemonic would be,
No.
if I had a system for how I could keep the streets in my head, but I don't keep the streets in my head at all.
No, you have put it away. You have decided that it is not worth your time to learn because you have a tool that tells you.
Abstracted?
Thank you.
Yes, I've abstracted streets and street names from my brain so I could work on other stuff with my memory. That's not to say that I have such a good memory and I want to devote it to bigger and better things. I have a bad memory. But because I have a bad memory, I do limit what I do with it so that I don't over stress it.
Hi, Troa.
Oh, whoops. Well, that was a gaffe. Oh well. Sass says, so I have and am experiencing actual amnesia either as a result from or in response to the PTSD and have irrefutable evidence of internally manufactured memories. That's kind of scary.
Yeah,
It's
that
scary
sounds kinda
to
terrifying.
have. So my eidetic memory isn't exactly accurate anymore. No, not at all. If you have proof that it isn't. Yeah, that's a sucky thing to have to live with.
Yeah.
Tro says I only heard part of what we were guessing about, so I wasn't sure on the deets. The word mnemonic came into my head too, but I was like, no, that's not it. Yeah, since I'm working kind of 3 jobs for a while, at the end of last year I was working 4 of sorts, and each one of them involves some separate things to like memorize and systemize and plates to juggle. That's a lot of memory and other structures I have to do. I don't do it all with memory either. I have many help articles and sub systems within systems that I use to keep track of all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it's not fun. And then to think that there's something else out there that I could memorize, like the city streets around my home, which seems like a reasonable thing to memorize. I've put it away for so long because my phone does that one so trivially. And it does it in ways that I can't memorize, which are like, there's a really bad trafficy area in the next city over, and we don't know if when we're driving into that area, we will have really, really bad traffic until we get stuck in it. But there is an alternate route around. In fact, there are 2, and maps will always choose the optimal path for us before we can get there and get stuck. So my reliance on using mapping functionality is actually also beneficial so that I don't choose something that would ultimately get us trapped.
I feel like you'd be a very good case for why we need AR.
Oh, I love AR. I've been waiting for AR ever since the concept passed my ears. What I've always wanted is some sort of HUD over my own vision. I don't care if it's contact lenses, goggles, an entire helmet. I'll wear anything. I'll look stupid and douchey as all get out just to have
Here's
this.
the song. It'll tell you everything.
What?
You said you'll wear anything.
Yeah, I'll wear a Tesla all metal angular helmet on my head. No, I won't do that. Let's draw the line somewhere.
You gotta have some self-respect.
Yeah, some dignity. But the idea behind just having like things up all the time to be able to say, you you look at a storefront and you get the the average review and highlights of what's being sold in there, and like the general price, just at a quick glimpse, so that you don't even have to pop in and try to like spend some time in the store. A lot of retail stores are set up so that once you pop your head in, they're already doing psychology on you, right? They pick certain colors and smells, and a salesperson might approach you with a certain phrase. So they've already got some subtle hooks in you the moment you set foot in. If you can anti-hook them and get information about them just looking through your HUD from the outside, boom, you're a lot better off. Let's say you really care about interpersonal relations and you bump into somebody at a party or a restaurant or grocery store line. You can't quite remember who they are, but you really want to, and your brain would have done it if your brain brained better. Wouldn't it be great if your HUD was just like, here's this person's name, here's the association you know them through, you used to work at this job 2 jobs ago together, and the last time they talked with you, their kid was a big soccer trophy winner, and so you can ask them like, hey, is little Billy still rocking the soccer federation, or what's going on there? So stuff like that. I would love to have just a persistent HUD giving me that kind of information. Weather forecast, trivial, then you'd never have to talk to anybody about the weather ever again. It's a stupid conversation topic anyways. Yeah, all sorts of details just come over your interface the whole time. You'd never miss an appointment. You'd have your whole day plan there for you as you need to observe it to keep yourself in the loop. Haley says, I Googled how Oz was explaining it, and that's how I got to that term, but I never heard it until now. Oh, gotcha.
Mandela effect. Monopoly Man has a monocle or no?
I don't think he does. Why would he have a monocle?
Because he's fancy.
He's not fancy. I think he has a top hat, right? That doesn't make you
I think
fancy.
so. No.
I think Mr. Peanut has a monocle, if I remember right. Mr. Peanut, that's fancy. That's like caviar tastes right there. But
Did Mr. Peanut die?
Huh?
Mr. Peanut's dead, I think.
Oh, okay. Did he have a peanut allergy?
No, he crashed in a truck or something.
Oh,
No, I think it in one of the commercials he canonically died.
interesting. Tro says we just got the backstory of how Damien got the Darth Vader helm. Does that guy is he supposed to have a HUD through those eye pieces? It looks like he should.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut died in 2020.
Oh, okay.
It was announced in the Super Bowl.
He
Wow.
got COVID.
He got COVID
No, I think
in a truck crash.
he's 104 years old. It shows him like falling off a cliff.
Damn. Sucks to be him.
So suicide after contracting COVID.
He's hanging next to Don Cheadle and someone else in the
Wait,
he's in the Grand Canyon hanging onto a branch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm looking at. I was just told this, and it's the first time I'm actually seeing it.
Is Don Cheadle still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, it's Wesley Snipes. Sorry, bad quality on video. Matt Walsh and Wesley Snipes, yes. Don Cheadle is with us. He is War Machine, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, a really fun character in the MCU. Semi underrated.
You're a fun character.
I've heard that once or twice. Or that I am a character.
Yeah, at least you are a character. Whether or not
You're
you're
a
fun
character.
remains to be seen.
One crime I have not committed is being boring.
That's an interesting way to start a sentence.
You know me, I always try to have clever ways of saying stuff. Usually fail, but I try.
I'm not confessing to any crimes, but
I've littered once or twice in my life. I'm not gonna lie.
I believe you. At the end of Revenge of the Sith, where the helmet is put on, you see the red HUD that he sees inside the helm as it's being put on Anakin for the first time. Also explains why when Luke takes it off so Vader can see him with his own eyes. Gotcha. Imagine that the HUD had to tell him who Luke was. He didn't actually have... Huh?
Who is this kid?
Yeah. Oh, this says... Wait, Ancestry.com's coming back to me on this kid. Wait, what? Oh, I gotta tell him. Because this is going to be real funny.
There.
We're going to laugh about this later.
The Luke, I am your father line that never existed.
Oh, yeah. I think people just, they misremember and squish together movies all the time. That one doesn't surprise me. Everybody misremembers all sorts of lines, like the mirror line from Snow White, right?
What is the mirror line? Isn't it mirror, mirror on the wall? Tell me who's the fairest of them all?
Isn't it
That's
magic
that's
mirror?
definitely not it.
I know. I was saying it incorrectly.
Yeah, however you said it, that degenerate way was definitely not correct.
Damn, I was hoping I'd get someone. Like, oh, is that how you say it?
Well, somebody in chat might have followed along with you. So what is the official actual line for that?
I believe it's magic mirror.
I think it is magic mirror on the wall. Tell me who's the fairest of them all.
Let's see. Yeah, magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all?
To be fair, I've only seen that movie once or twice in my life.
To be fair, to be the fairest one of all.
Thank you, thank you.
His force predictions are actually generative AI. I mean, if they're gonna retcon midichlorians into the force, then yeah, let's just also go ahead and add AI in there too. Nico. Hi and welcome, my dude. This is where the fun begins. Where? Where exactly? Can you show me on this teddy bear?
Wow.
How's it going, Uncle Nico? I'm going to play a clip.
I'm actually going to be cutting my stream here pretty soon because I am nodding off. I've had an emotionally and physically exhausting day today.
I'm sorry that we're boring you.
It's
I blame
not.
Stuart.
Yeah, I blame Stuart too.
Curious George doesn't have a tail since when?
Is Curious
He's
George...
without a tail for some reason.
I wouldn't blame them for mixing chimps and monkeys. Just getting that confused. I mean, it's just a kid author, or kid's book author, right?
Not gonna lie. Saw the clip and was like, wait, let's go play with us.
We're playing in two different circles.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going shopping.
I feel like never the twain shall meet.
Playing online and just kind of go, aw.
Yeah, basically.
That's how it do.
As much as I hate this phrase, it kind of is what it is.
How dare you?
Time life be that way.
The book says mirror, mirror. Oh, okay. Haley's got the deep lore on that.
Okay.
So it's
remember-
actually both quotes. Depends on if you're talking about the movie or the book. Yeah. Interesting.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot of cockroaches.
What? In your game?
My game.
Thank you. Just making sure it
Okay.
wasn't like in our house.
I would have much more of a strong reaction if it was in our house.
Yeah, that would be kind of a pretty heavily Xanaxed reply if you actually found cockroaches and we're like, wow, that's so many cockroaches, you guys.
Oh, did I forget? Are you a screamer at bugs like Teresa is?
No.
I can always tell when Teresa has found a spider or a bug just because I hear "Wah! Wah!" It is like screaming.
Interesting.
It's not like
Yeah.
one solid like yell. It's like, oh, it moved! Ah, it moved! It's moving! Kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I might have at some point been more aversive to bugs. But then I had children who like to pick up bugs and like to bring them in the house and like to hand me bugs.
True.
I found this black widow.
More like, here, I found this for you, and they hand me a live millipede that's like 3 inches long.
Yeah.
At least it's not a centipede. Millipedes. Mostly
Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is a centipede with the one where you can actually like see their legs moving.
Oh, those can be dangerous.
Yeah, some of those are poisonous, right?
Yeah, not around us
No,
though.
they're venomous.
Sorry, venomous. I knew somebody was going to correct me on that.
I had to.
No, I appreciate the
No,
pedantry.
but some are actually poisonous too, I believe.
Oh, okay. If this stream can't be pedantic, then no stream can.
Hey, you know me. I like being pedantic when I'm given permission.
Yes, always.
But no, centipedes also have huge mandibles and a very, very painful bite depending on their size.
Yeah. They mostly find them when they're dead because they mostly drown when it rains really heavily.
Yeah.
Good. Fuck centipedes.
And I'm talking like we'll find like 30 of them or 40 of them in our yard.
We get plague amounts of insects here.
Yeah.
I will say centipedes have bigger fangs than a lot of snakes.
Yikes.
We also have snakes.
Yeah.
That's good.
They generally live in the high brush areas, so as long as you
We have
mow.
some in our side yard,
Oh, lovely.
in our bushes.
I should look up the types you have. Or do you know what types of snakes tend to live near you?
Well, I know that the type of snake that's living in our yard it was like gray. It was either gray with a black stripe down its back or black with gray stripes down its back.
Sounds like a gardener snake, but I would have to see it in more detail.
Yeah. I'm just vacuum up all these cockroaches. If I suck them into my vacuum, they don't exist, right?
Right. About
But
that.
There's actually a setting on this game where it said, like, when I first was gonna encounter roaches, it said, if you have a fear aversion to cockroaches, you can go into settings and you can make them all turn into bits of glass.
All right. Oh, bits of glass cockroach.
Oh, you have some pretty interesting snakes.
Yeah.
It's a very snakeful state here. And we do
Oh,
have
the rainbow.
neighbors that like to keep high grass, so it's definitely a snake habitat around here too.
You guys have one of the prettiest snakes. Look up the rainbow snake. It's a non-venomous. That one and the mud snake is pretty cute. It's like black on top with like red and black stripes on its lower body.
That sounds
Oh, you
nice.
got hog noses.
Those are cute.
Yeah.
I've
I
seen
love
those
hog
before.
noses. They're such fucking drama llamas.
Also non-venomous.
Yes.
You may have been seeing your Eastern king snake. It's like black with white stripes. You said.
No, so it's gray with black stripes running down its length.
That might be a queen snake then. Yeah, I'll send you a picture. I believe this is the one you're referring to. I don't know if you know this, but I used to really like snakes.
No, did not know.
I was going to be a herpetologist,
Oh,
then a marine biologist, and then I just said, nah, that's too much work.
No, that's not the snake. I can send you a picture of the snake.
Was it like a very small snake?
It was a
when you
pretty
saw it?
small snake.
It could have been a ribbon snake.
Let me see.
have you ever tried to find something on the internet and the internet just doesn't have the answer for you? Like if
Yeah,
you do,
Yes.
For Steven Universe in Chinese.
oh yeah, we've talked about that on stream, haven't we?
Mhm.
I don't know if it's on stream, but
Yeah. I tried to find that like everywhere. Everywhere. I even contacted Cartoon Network customer service. Like, hey, what kind of money do you need me to pay to get specifically the Taiwanese version? Because I don't want the mainland China version one if it exists. For reasons.
I think you would need to get a VPN most likely.
So I tried downloading a free VPN and checking Cartoon Network, and I couldn't find a way to buy the series there either. Like they were still airing the series, and so I couldn't even watch like a full episode.
They're also pretty bad about selling it in English even. I've only ever seen it in like DVD format. I don't think they even made it in Blu-ray.
It seems weird. It seems like such an obvious cash cow.
Same thing for like Adventure Time.
Another obvious cash cow. Dedicated fan base, rabid.
I will say, Steven Universe is one reason I thought you would enjoy Undertale, for the fact that you could essentially roleplay as Steven, just being, hey, can we be friends?
Yeah, kind of. I could see that. There's less emotional development, though. Everything's kind of more for a laugh,
I mean, so far.
I suppose.
I don't know if it's going to change, but the way people talk about the game makes me think there might be something. I don't know.
Are you saying like you legit don't know how this game goes?
I know how it ends vaguely. I watched the brother end it, but I was just semi-watching. I know like all the memes and like I know characters, but I don't know I know like one or two secrets on how to keep someone alive.
Okay.
But that stemmed from me being like, oh, I like this song. Oh, it's to this character. Didn't you just fight Miss Muffet?
Yes.
I was lurking at the time. Did you finish that fight?
Yes.
Did you succeed in not ending them?
Maybe. I spared
Okay.
them.
Okay, you did spare them.
Yeah.
That was one character I knew how to spare.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the few.
Yeah.
Since it's post thing, could I tell you what I knew and see if I was correct?
Sure.
You have to use an item sold by one of the spiders in the fight.
You don't have to use it.
I hear it makes it much faster then.
Maybe. So at some
Oh, you like spiders? Cool.
yeah, at some point the spider confers with its pals and knows that you had at one point made a purchase from them,
Oh, nice.
but you don't actually need to use it in combat If you do, I don't know what happens because I didn't have that to use. Didn't have that option available to me.
You used it pretty early. I didn't. That's one of the cases where it's like, don't say anything. Don't
Yeah.
tell him to save. Let him figure it out.
Yeah.
Stuart, so what we have is a very juvenile one of these that I sent you. It is the Eastern garter snake.
Yeah, that's the one I posted.
Yeah, which one?
The top one, the first one I showed you.
That one is more brown than the black that I saw, which is why I
That one
said
looks
it.
like it was wet, or it just because they do come in different shades. Technically, they're not
Yeah.
all exactly the same. But those actually make very good pets, or at least decent pets that can't really hurt you, other than giving you like small little tiny puncture wounds.
Yeah.
Like Teresa's been bitten by our snake a couple times.
Yeah.
It's usually when like Teresa's holding Big Boss and sneezes, spooks the snake, and it's like ah, and it just like lashes out really quick.
Yeah.
And Teresa doesn't notice it.
Ah.
For like, oh, I'm bleeding. What the hell?
Whoops.
Oh, he bit me. It literally just feels like you're getting touched by something. It's so fast.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. Those are cuties though.
Yeah.
They probably don't get terribly big. They're great
No.
to have around your house because they'll keep rats and roaches away. Actually.
Yeah.
I do like keeping the roaches away. And our cats won't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look at the size of the cockroaches and they're like, I'm not touching that.
Dude, they look at the size of our wolf spiders and they're like,
Yeah.
no.
Wolf spiders are also really good for keeping the roaches away.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, dude, we get some fucking huge wolf spiders out here.
So maybe we just need to decide whether we prefer having cockroaches or wolf spiders all over the house.
So a tip with handling spiders, I don't particularly like doing it. I like spiders, but I don't go on my way to pick them up or anything. For the most part, as long as you're a stable thing for it to crawl on and do not put any pressure on top of them,
Sure.
they have no reason to bite.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not going to feel your heartbeat through their feet and be like, oh, I need to bite this living thing. They're going to be like, oh, I'm on something alive right now. I need to not fuck up unless it's trying to kill me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought a paper cutter today.
True.
It's called scissors.
No. One of those, like, where you push down on the blade thing.
Yeah, scissors.
Wow.
Oh,
No.
how dare you show it on stream to make me look like a fool.
Yes, how dare.
Proud of you.
How dare you lie to me about it, too.
You know me. I have to keep you on your toes.
I think she's on her toes.
No, she's on her butt.
And toes.
No, I'm sitting on my foot, actually.
There you go. Her
Gross.
butt's on her toes.
Stinkfoot.
Stinkfoot. doo-doo-doo.
Wow.
But that do butthole.
Tro says, I'm slowly refilling all my crystal decanters. Nice. Half of them are full as of today. What you putting in them? I've forgotten how pretty that table is when the light hits it while those are full. Nice. Spooters and snakes aren't scary to me unless they're being aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
I mean,
my whole thing is like I don't mind snakes. I don't mind snakes unless I'm unprepared. I don't mind spiders as long as they're not directly on me. Like if it's a teeny tiny spider and I find it on me, I'm like it's not a big deal. If I find anything bigger than like
pinky nail.
even a pinky nail is kind of big.
Like, I'm talking about like a jumping spider. If I found a jumping spider, they can get fairly big, but it's like, oh, get off.
Yeah,
me.
no, if it's like a wolf, if it's like a baby wolf spider, I don't have an issue with it. If it's an adult wolf spider, fuck that shit.
It also depends on where you are. Like, if you're in bed, it's like, get the fuck out of here.
I have told D if my kids, if our kids want to get like a tarantula or something, I don't have like a big deal about it. But if that thing gets out and I wake up and it's on me, I can't guarantee that they're gonna have a spider anymore.
Yeah. True.
If you want an exotic pet, I will advocate, and I'm sure Crims would as well, for a bearded dragon.
I have a
If you want
picture of
some tips.
Oz holding a bearded dragon recently.
Yeah.
The only downside is they can smell really bad.
Mm.
They're
Yeah, I have a couple friends with bearded dragons.
when they poop, it's just bad. If you
I
want
mean,
something
any
much
reptile-
lower
an-
maintenance,
Any reptile, when it poops, it smells really bad.
actually, as far as I can tell from living with it, the leopard gecko that we were given by our friend Johnny feels like a cat. It kind of does its own thing, and it's very low maintenance, but they're kind of dumb. They don't bite or anything. They just kind of chill when you pick them up. They also are very good lizard pets.
Interesting.
And I'm sure Teresa would be thrilled to see your scale baby if you ever got one.
Troa says the crystal decanters that he's filled so far are bourbon, scotch, vodka, gin, tequila, and both spiced and silver rums. Nice. I can see that making a nice visual aesthetic with the light.
That's that he has a genie.
A genie named Shazam.
You said gin.
Oh, Jin? Yeah. Oh, Jin. I see what you did there.
See, I'm not reading it, so I can make that assumption.
Hmm. And categorically, it makes sense to talk about a lot of different liquors and then talk about a supernatural being.
To be fair, I would do the same thing.
That's true.
Also, Kennedy, I hear you're here for y'all. Ooh.
Oz want to be forced to eat a candy.
No, because I'm about to end stream.
Okay, I won't do it then.
As long as it's not one of those big ones that could slice a hand off, that's cool. No, we have one of those, but it disappeared from where it lives. And I don't really want to talk to the person who actually owns it because that means that I have to interact with them, so I'm just not going to.
Yeah.
Avoiding issues that you don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
I paid $23 to not have to talk to a person and to not have to talk to them about it at all ever again.
Ever again.
So that's
Yeah.
that's worth it to me.
Yeah.
And what I am doing is I am going to be making bookmarks. I'm going to be I'm cutting out some paper and I'm laminating them, and then I'm going to be creating some charms from some of my like jewelry stuff. Especially some of the stuff that like I was only able to acquire like one of something.
Troa says sometimes when the light hits it, you get a rainbow from the crystal, but it's colored by the booze, so you get a spectrum of a spectrum. Oh, neat. That's fun.
Oz, do you do rings?
So I don't have the means to properly do rings of the caliber that I would desire. I can do like one wire wrapped bead in a ring, but I can't do like nice rings. I don't know.
Because I want to be able to buy something from you, but I don't have piercings. Don't plan on getting piercings, and necklaces always get caught.
Okay.
Maybe a hair charm? No, I wouldn't wear that either. And that would be a Teresa thing, though.
We can talk.
I'd hope so.
I mean, like, I can try to talk.
Yeah.
I guess that's more accurate.
Also, just me wanting to support you, mostly. Not
I
needing
appreciate
jewelry.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yes, Troa, the Mandela effect is what we're discussing tonight. Essentially, things that you remembered a certain way when you were little or younger, and now you go back and look at them, and they are dramatically different, and you doubt that could possibly be the case. So earlier tonight we discussed the Berenstain Bears versus Berenstein, Joanne versus Joanne's. What else do we cover? Mirror on the wall versus magic mirror.
There's simple visual ones too, like I was mentioning the Mickey Mouse, no suspenders, Oz brought up the Pringles can with, or Monopoly guy with monocle.
Mm-hmm. You also have the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's always interesting being on the right side of the Mandela effect and just being like, am I the wrong one?
People going, you're on the alternate timeline.
Am I on the original, like the new timeline? I don't know why, but I feel like Oz would like this. I'll send it to you too, just in case.
All right. Cha says, buying a house rather just affording anything my parents could at my age. I think that's a little bit different. That does feel like something that we believed could happen and definitely doesn't seem like it's possible now.
Yeah.
But I also feel like we are rewriting a little bit of history in our favor when we say people could buy like starter houses when they first started out. I don't necessarily come from that kind of background with money, so that might be the case for some families, but it was not like an American standard that people could just get a job out of high school and have a house. Some people just didn't have those kinds of means. But that story isn't as sexy. Do we have a crisis with real estate prices right now? Yeah. So it also wouldn't make as much sense to keep up the narrative of not everybody could afford a house back then because true. Well, I guess we should put both into perspective. Yes.
Yeah.
People could not afford houses back then too because they were too expensive. But yes, there's also a crisis now. And it's good to know both because it's not necessarily as straightforward a story as people want to make it, minimize it out to be. But then, what story ever is as simple and clean cut as that?
Yeah.
They're not fun when they're not clean cut.
Also, I was gonna say, since Oz is closing soon, instead, would you be more awakened by a group activity?
Are you asking
Me?
Oz because she's not
Yeah.
awake?
I mean, probably. Why? What are you suggesting?
I was just asking. I'm okay if you don't want to, but we could Rivals, or we could also Repo, or if there's other games you would prefer.
Well, part of my struggle right now is that I know that I really should be getting to bed soon because I have to be up in less than 6 hours.
Ah, there's the rub.
That is a rub.
And D is going to be on the struggle bus because D is only going to be getting a little bit more than 3 hours of sleep.
True.
At least he'll hit his REM cycle.
Yeah, it's better than some nights. Definitely since the change, it's my sleep's better.
Well, that's the. If you feel like you would like to, we could start soon. I don't know who would want to participate, but I always appreciate when we play together.
I could be down.
I've never really had people who were like, "Oh, we should play this online game together." It's always like, "Oh, I'm playing this game. What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm playing that same game."
Yeah, you also play a lot more single player games though too.
I do that. Speaking of single player games, Doom's pretty fun, by the way.
Very good.
D, it says StreamerBot's YouTube quota has been exceeded. I don't know when this popped up.
There's nothing to be done about that. YouTube, or Google, I should say, has issues with giving people full access to API calls. They've limited StreamerBot in what they'll allow StreamerBot to do. It might mean that some things don't come through for you, like you might run out of chat support or something. To be honest, I'm not quite sure what the implications of that message are, but I see it every once in a while
Yeah.
for myself too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure quite either. But I'm gonna head out for the night.
Okay.
Thanks for having me. I'm gonna go get some sleep.
Sounds good. Thanks for being here
Yeah.
and participating in the chat.
Yeah. Also, hello, Adrifted Stranger. Sorry, you're catching me just at the end of my stream. But have a wonderful night. Go take care of yourself. Go eat some food. Go drink some water. Scrub your face. Go take a shower. Go take your meds. Whatever it is you need to do for your brain and your body to do the happy brain thing, or at least closer to the happy normal brain thing. Just for the moment. Go take care of you. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, good. The girls are gone. And by that, I mean the one girl.
Wow. Tro
Boys
says.
level.
Tro says the Teddy and I went on a short hike a little while ago, and I'm still settling back into home, so I'm split focused a bit. Enjoy the split focus. No need to focus down too much on me. Actually, I think
I was gonna say, I'll say something weird that'll get your attention.
yeah, that's probably true. Because you're weird.
It's good.
Wouldn't have you any other way.
I mean, I would hope not.
Do you want to check with Haley and Crims on some rivals?
I believe Haley is in chat, or at least they were in Oz's.
We're hello Raiders. Hi and welcome to the dark side of the co-stream. Gobble raid. Let's
Haley,
see them.
you want to play?
Let's see them farts. If anybody's got farts to put out.
You are my dad. You're my dad. Woogie, woogie, woogie.
Yeah, Oz knows. Got to get those farts going.
Crimson's actually playing Repo as we speak.
Ah, interesting. I think I'd be down more for Rivals because Repo tends to, I don't know, if I die, I will get sleepy because I won't have anything to do.
Fair.
If that makes sense. Whereas Marvel Rivals, you have a very short refractory period, as it were.
Just like in real life.
I think I can play a round or two of whatever y'all want. Excellent, excellent. I'll see if I can poke Crims.
I did poke him as well.
Mm-hmm. His name isn't Crumbs. Autocorrect. Thank you.
Hello, Haley. Welcome to the boys club.
Hello.
Ew.
You are now boy.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, this is boys only.
But I mean, you just entered Discord and you are boy.
Yes, you are boy.
I have some friends who would probably want to make use of that free service if it were as easy as that.
Well, the unfortunate part about that is once you leave, you no longer are boy.
Oh, so
Temporary.
I don't like that so much.
Haley acquired a penis.
Good for you. What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know.
Be
What do
standing
you
up
do
for it.
with them?
Have we discussed the theory of why Mandela effects actually happen? We have not. Could be lies, or could be misremembering, or it could be our consciousness shifting dimensions. That's my favorite of the theories. Like, obviously, memory is just fallible, right? We've have so many issues. Like, the reason why you can't take certain types of testimonies is because if they were too leading, if the police ask certain questions in a certain way, they're basically fabricating a testimony out of their, authority and power over somebody. So there are a lot of reasons why memory is not good enough as it is. But for those of people that believe their memory is sterling, which is, it's fine, I guess, if you want to have that fallacy, then my favorite theory that people adopt is the one of shifting dimensions. Like, well, I'm from this timeline, and then something happened when the two towers were hit, or when, the housing bubble crashed, or whatever it happens to be, some crazy event that when COVID happened. See, what happened was we shifted timelines, and everybody likes Stuart that says, well, I remember everything being the way it is. He's from that timeline, so of course he does.
Something like that in the Dark Tower series.
Oh.
Character was aware of it after like a few questions that he had shifted into another dimension, but it was just slightly off.
Do you know the book Salem's Lot?
I just know it exists.
There's a character in there who is a old Irish priest whose fate is left ambiguous. Essentially, the vampire in the story rubs blood on his face, curses him, and lets him go.
Okay.
He's one of the few people who gets to live.
Yeah.
From that point on, he can kind of sense where vampires are, but can't do shit about it for the most part. Because he's like an old priest who kind of lost his way.
Gotcha.
But then he's just walking and the vampires are after him, and he finds himself in another dimension and they can't find him because of it. It's interesting. Good character, Father Callahan.
Sounds good.
Dark Tower has some very interesting, like, things going on with it. Hard to talk about without spoiling any of them.
Yeah. Tro says, if my time traveling is me visiting other dimensions, I'm a little pissed I don't remember the visits. Right? You could tell us all the stuff that's shifting between realities. Or you might know something that you could do, like, I don't know, put all your money in a certain stock. Kennedy says, I love that the most popular one is after Harambe died. Oh, yeah. Harambe, our social media icon we never expected. I never expected so many people to rally behind one idea as that. It's crazy. It says transferring memory from long-term to short-term affects long-term by tainting it with current experience brain. Interesting. It changes memories transferred to short-term memory. The more often this is done, the more warped and changed the memory becomes with most people. That makes me feel kind of nervous. Like, I wonder how many of my memories have shifted forever. And I didn't realize that they had. But it's just because of that fact. Would you say, Haley?
I said all of them.
All of them. I feel like I have a strong memory of my past. So it really makes me wish I could see through some sort of, time camera to those back in that era of my life and find how true my memory was of the event, or wow, that's really different. Actually, it didn't happen that way at all. $3 for the orange venom.
I mean, if I played Venom, that might be worth it.
Yeah. Harambe died, and we all ended up in the worst timeline. This is true, including Harambe, because they're not around anymore either.
I mean, technically, Harambe only exists in the timeline where he didn't die.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess he ended up in the better timeline.
Oh, yeah, maybe. It says 2016 was definitely the last timeline jump because Bowie and Rickman saw the jump coming and yeeted themselves out of the timeline. If anybody was going to be a Time Lord, I think Bowie and Rickman would both be great.
We talked about this a little bit the other day because we ended up on a conversation about how 9/11 caused Twilight.
Jeez.
I forgot about that.
Yep. Because if you don't know, and this is solely a fan theory. There's not concrete evidence. It's just what people have picked up from interviews from Stephanie Meyer, kind of the timing of events that followed and whatnot. So people have just mashed this thing together where 9/11 happened, and then because I think Gerard Way has talked a little bit about it, how everything that went on during that time period was kind of during that day was kind of traumatic.
Yeah.
And then it led to him doing his comic series and forming the band My Chemical Romance. Well, My Chemical Romance was a band that Stephanie Meyer was listening to during the writing of Twilight. And Edward Cullen is even supposed to be somewhat what's the word I'm trying to think of?
Based on?
Inspired by
Okay.
Gerard Way. in a really weird way.
It's got to be flattering.
Yeah, right? And so he was supposed to be inspired by Gerard Way, and Twilight became a crazy sensation, which then led to 50 Shades of Grey being written because it's Twilight fanfic. And then that took over, became a movie. Dakota Johnson starred in that movie, and then Dakota Johnson called Ellen DeGeneres out for lying about a birthday party on live TV. And so then Ellen DeGeneres' career went down the drain.
True.
So, in theory, 9/11 caused Twilight, which caused 50 Shades of Grey, which caused Ellen DeGeneres to lose her career.
Nice.
So it's a whole thing.
So Kennedy says, I love that there are memes about people tracking down the kid that fell into Harambe's pit and blaming him for everything. I feel bad for the real kid, but the meme videos are funny.
Yeah.
We have to join Damien.
Yeah.
Duh.
Oh, I had already invited Crims.
I know. I saw. I was being heavy-handed about it. I kept ignoring your invites. Oz says it's what happens when we rely on electric meat. We do have a lot of electric meat in us, don't we? Please never refer to my brain as electric meat. Or just meat mechs. Tro says I have a rather freakishly accurate memory, but my memories of very, very old things are more abstract. I've always attributed that to my lack of understanding at the time. Like I can remember the exact kitchen I grew up in, the tiled table, stools, etc. However, it feels like watching an old VHS in comparison to more current memories. It depends on the thing for me. There's some like linoleum from when I was a kid that I remember pretty well, or surfaces or furniture bits or certain walls that I like traced my hand down as I was walking down a path or something like that. There's some things that really lock in at a very high def level for me, even when I was very little. Yeah, but not everything. And many days go by without me remembering. I don't remember my life on a day-to-day basis, but I have some days that are huge in my memory banks.
Did
I
you
have
ever use
aphantasia.
Meat Mech before I called Oz that when she was pregnant?
I don't remember when I first started using it. I don't know if it was
I wonder
inspired
if
by
I
you or
coined
not.
that phrase for you.
Maybe. Chara says it's more of an electric tapioca pudding. Kennedy says, I'm made of polycarbonate silica synthetic compound. I'm built different. Nice. You've got the upgrade. And Charo says, when I think meat, I usually think more muscle than organ. I mean, there's probably some people that have more muscle than organ in their brains.
I'm mostly microplastics.
That might be true too. Certain percentage of all of us, right? The one
God,
thing
am
that
I the leader?
Yep, you sure are. How did that
If you
happen?
want-
No.
It's square.
Well, it's not happening to me. I gotta put
Oh,
on a
you're on
show.
PC. I can't fuck with you that way. Are we all ready to start?
Yeah.
Crims, I don't know if you're deafened still, but you haven't said anything, and I'm not sure if you are just not talking.
I just haven't said anything yet.
Okay, hope you're doing well.
Yeah, doing fine.
The Teddy tries to cultivate a golden retriever gay energy in public, but he's too smart for it for most people. He tries to seem dumb and it just doesn't work. Interesting. I can't say I've ever really tried, but sometimes I do feel like I'm better received if people think I'm not as cerebral as I am. So I will try to sound just like relatably vapid. But if you talk to me long enough, yeah, it crumbles to the wayside for me too. I really have to be trapped by the wrong type of person to get that way too, because by and large, I don't care. Wait, what was that? A weird portal opened up behind me that was created by an Ankh.
Yeah.
I didn't know Ankhs could make portals.
That's why some people wear them around their neck.
What?
By the way, I looked at your stream, saw your earring, and thought it was a Jedi braid for a second.
Yeah, it is. I have a Jedi braid now, Stuart.
You know what? You do you.
I don't like Star Wars enough to cop any of their particular style.
Also, why would you want to be a Padawan?
Wow.
I said this the other day, but I think the Padawan braids are stupid.
You don't like little rat tails on the side of your ear?
No, they're fucking dumb.
I don't like rat tails, period.
I don't.
I never liked them. I never thought they were in style, even when in certain parts of the country they were in style.
Nope.
Oh, they're pressing on us. Sometimes my brain works. Those are good days. Good thing is brain working is not always a requirement. Sometimes, unfortunately, it is.
Damn.
Oh, Punisher down. Good job.
Yeah, we all saw the turret. And
Yeah,
just focused him.
literally every one of us were like, "You're not sneaky. I don't know you."
That's my purse.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
Haley, have you
Okay,
watched
I'm
Steven
stuck.
Universe yet?
No.
D and I are disappointed.
Am I?
Sorry.
Yes.
I think the thing
I was gonna
is,
say, why are you deciding for him?
Stuart's disappointed. Oz is excited because then she gets to rewatch it again with somebody else. And oh, that's not how I wanted that to go. And me, I'm just okay. I think it's a good
I'm gonna
show.
be honest. I have no desire to watch it.
So good though.
I'd say it's a
And
good show.
That's fine.
But
I am all for other people enjoying it.
Gross.
as somebody
It
who
just-
doesn't have
it
time to
gives
watch a bunch
me-
of other people's show recommendations, I get it.
Right. Well, the other thing is that it. Oh, fuck. It gives me Adventure Time vibes. And I never had any interest in Adventure Time either.
I don't think I would agree with it being Adventure Timey. Other
Oh,
than
I'm sure
it's
it's
a
not.
cartoon
I'm
in
just
a
saying.
similar art style. The reason I think you would enjoy it is because it deals with a lot of mental wellness, acceptance of like different people.
But see, the thing is while I'm all for that in real life, I often don't watch shows that deal with that.
That's fine. By I'm made
The
of
way I've
polycarbonate
gotten
silica
this show.
synthetic compound. I'm only referring to my glasses, lenses, and my future breast implants. The rest of me is unfortunately me. Yeah. You're not my supervisor.
And
Yeah, Oz will fix that. Oz fixed it for Kennedy. Oz fixes it for everybody.
unfortunately, I'm also one of those people where the more you try to get me to watch something that I am not really into, I will push so much harder
Yeah.
about not watching it. It's like Stuart has asked me multiple times if I've watched Has-Been Hotel, and every time I'm like, nope.
Now it's more of a joke because I know you're not gonna.
Yeah. And I think part of it is social media has ruined things because you just like, if something goes viral, then you see it everywhere.
That's true. I had that
And I'm
happen to
like,
me
can we
with
not?
Monty Python. Like, I
Right.
didn't think Monty Python was funny, but part of it is because I think I grew up listening to all the jokes being told by my friends. I just had certain friends. They spoke in memes, and memes at the time back when that was popular were just, how can you quote Monty Python into this situation? And when you know
Right.
every punchline to every joke, it's not that funny.
Yeah.
I do also feel like if Haley is around people and there's happened to be watching it, it'll be, oh cool, I'll watch it now.
Not always.
Like if we were hanging out and I just had it on, you're like, oh okay, I guess I'll watch it.
No, if I'm not feeling it, I'll just go on my phone and ignore it.
Oh. That's why you're always on your phone when you're around me.
I'm telling you, if I am not into watching something, I will not watch it.
Uh-oh. Trying to get him. Oh, I think I got him.
I just realized I had my ult for so long.
Yes, there's 3 down.
Oh, the fucking building.
Oh, the walls. I hate that. It's my least favorite part of this level, when it just decides to rebuild itself. I mean, don't watch Steven Universe. It's awful. You totally hate it, says Kennedy.
That doesn't work on me, Kennedy. I'm sorry.
Moms already use reverse psychology.
Yup.
Natural language. We are the knights who say "ni." Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like, I don't get why that's funny. But I've also heard it said 100 times from other randos before I ever heard it in context. Ow. I also feel like
I don't even think I've watched Monty Python.
I also feel like Monty Python is one of those things that's funny for a certain age, a certain era, and a certain type of humor that's just not me. It's meant to be like stuff you would never expect to happen, and so a lot of it is like wacky or zany. I'm like, oh,
Right.
I don't know that I find that funny. I find it surprising, like the choices that they made in their scripts sometimes. Oh, I probably wouldn't have guessed that. Doesn't mean I will laugh though.
Like, I'll randomly say "'tis but a flesh wound,"
I'll even
but
say
it's
that.
not because I've seen the movie.
Yeah, I'll even say that just because it's like a common mimetic phrase to say.
Yeah.
It's very ridiculous humor, says Kennedy. Yeah, ridiculous sounds right. I don't think I've ever laughed at someone being ridiculous. I usually think like, oh, this person's starved for attention.
And that's why he doesn't laugh at me.
It's true. You do strike me as the sort that would enjoy the attention for the things that you do.
I just enjoy attention.
Yeah.
For the most part. I try not to do anything that gets me negative attention.
That's fair. You wouldn't want to be classified as an attention whore.
No.
Humor.
Also, I like lashing out at people violently or verbally violently.
Oh, yeah. A provocateur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as the only one who's being harmed is me. And even then, like, I'm not going to jump off a building to try and get attention kind of thing.
Right.
I'm not like the guys in Jackass.
Right.
Though I am jealous of the stuff they can do to themselves and still maintain a human body.
You'd probably be less jealous if you saw like the medical stuff they've had to go through in their later part of their life.
I've seen some of it, especially Johnny Knoxville's, and it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up.
They definitely suffered for the bit. I mean, the movie ends by having the cast get arrested by the police, and that's specifically because they didn't know how to end it and ran out of money. Yeah, sounds about right. Monty Python just seems like a bunch of people trying some improv stuff and seeing what sticks, and then a bunch of people deciding, yeah, we really, really enjoyed that.
They went, let's throw every joke in the book at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, I'm for that. You know, I think that's a smart way to approach comedy. Just don't have too much of an ego about it. Just try a bunch of stuff, and it'll help you inform what you're gonna do in the future. Maybe make you a better comedian because you were more experimental.
Right.
I just don't think I necessarily like. I can appreciate that method and also not laugh at it at the same time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think their healer's too focused on healing their whatchamacallit, their Human Torch, because he's not taking any damage, but everyone else is.
That's weird. That's a weird person to pocket. So
I mean, we were all attacking him, then we kind of all stopped.
Yeah, like, oh wait, what if we just don't attack you and just win instead? No. 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 Squirrels, I swear to God. Okay, I didn't die. It was a literal cop out. Is that where cop out comes from? Or does it predate that?
I mean, that would be a really cool thing to learn all of a sudden.
Charo says, I sure hope they save some of the money for the medical bills. I wouldn't say that the people in Jackass seem, well, I don't know their personal lives, but they don't seem from their online personas like the sorts of people that save money for medical bills later.
More now, so.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I
more
know
now.
Steve-O has become much more conscious of being a better person.
Yeah.
He's quit doing drugs. Originally, he was going to be a clown. Like, he went to clown college and all that.
Interesting.
But he's even appeared on, like, the Slow-Mo Guys. He's been doing his own thing. Tried to go solo act. Had middling success. The only one who's had a really good career outside of Jackass as a solo act was Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
Though Steve-O and Chris Pontius did have a side show that did very well, if not better, because it was semi-educational.
Oh, interesting.
It was called The Wild Boys.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird because they were in situations where they were making themselves the jackasses still.
Right.
But they were like visiting. It was like, imagine the Crocodile Hunter show with Jackass.
Okay. I could see that, I guess. I've seen some YouTubers that do some pretty stupid stuff like that. And in the name of education. Like getting themselves bit by poisonous stuff or venomous stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Siafu, have you seen or do you know what that is?
No.
It is the bullet ant.
Oh, yeah.
How much do you know about bullet ants?
I've watched people get bit by them.
So they put on a glove with bullet ants and could not move their hand for a week.
That sounds about right.
It was a cultural thing, apparently, that this tribe did. And like, sure, we'll do it. And then they're like, this is the worst thing we've ever done.
Oh, yeah. No, I've actually seen that that video. It's ringing a bell.
I did appreciate that even though they were doing like their stunts and stuff, they weren't being disrespectful of the people they were working with.
Mm-hmm. Charo says, oh, sorry. Past that one. It was made in UK, free medical, no bills required. I think we're crossing wires between the Monty Python folks and the Jackass folks. Then again, I wouldn't credit anyone willing to be in that kind of show as being overburdened with brain power. Yeah, exactly. That's part of it.
I will say that that's probably why I can't. I'm blanking on his name. The guy who did well.
The guy
he was one of the more intelligent of them. He was a businessman. He was savvy that way, but not like classically intelligent.
Yeah. Business savvy. Damn.
No,
still got eaten.
fuck. He pushed me right into Jeff.
Boo. Yeah,
Oh,
there it is. A lot of their issues would be long term. So where it was filmed wouldn't necessarily mean it'd be where they get treatment. That's true. That's true. I only watched one episode of Jackass. I saw Steve-O get his butt crack pierced shut. Never want another episode after that. Can't say I blame you. Really just an entire show of, yeah, that face.
Can you translate his ult?
Does he speak Mandarin?
I think so. He said Chifa Chao Yo, I think.
That sounds a lot like Cantonese to my ears.
Might be Cantonese then. That
But-
is why I did it to you when I asked.
Yeah,
I was like,
but I
"Oh,
don't
no."
speak Cantonese, so when I say it sounds like Cantonese, what I really mean is I'm not hearing Mandarin in that,
No.
and I'm not
So what you
hearing
should say is, I don't speak Cantonese.
any of the other languages that I speak in that one either. So
How's the finish going?
it slowed down again, but here's the reason why. I don't want to stop studying Finnish, but the Duolingo lessons for Mandarin got updated, and now there's more content, which is neat.
Ah, fuck you.
So I want to learn more. I do feel like my Mandarin skills are starting to be outpaced by especially the little, and that's frustrating. So I want to get better, and I'm hoping that Duolingo's content ads will help with that.
Did they update his ult to revive you at max health?
Oh, that would be cool.
It looks like it because everyone who spawned had max health immediately.
Be right there, Az.
No, they didn't.
He needed alone time, so he locked the door. So while we're in charge of the stream, how are you, Haley? You feeling better?
Kind of. Still got a tickle in my throat, but mentally I'm okay.
You got a frog in your throat?
Yeah.
Well, you should call me amphibious.
I was given free fruit.
What?
I shouldn't say it was free. It was from Oz, which means it was bought with my money.
What fruit?
The fruit was bought with my money.
I know, but what fruit were you given?
Oh, blood oranges.
Good.
Ew.
Oh, I guess she ate the other. just blood oranges. There were other fruits in there. Shows like Jackass or what I refer to as stupid humor, most anything Will Ferrell in it, with Will Ferrell in it, also falls into that category. I think I would agree. It's lowbrow. It's low buy-in. Anybody can laugh at it, and because of that, I have trouble laughing at it. It's too entry level. Duolingo went full AI with their lesson planning, which is awful, but I'm still using it for Spanish. I don't think they did. I've seen the news stories that say that they did, but if you go through the Mandarin lessons, you're learning more now than you used to. There are more words, more dialogue, and it's generally a better supported experience. There's a lot more diversity to the Mandarin plan than there used to be. It looks closer to the Spanish plan, which is really, really rich in its diversity of ways that they teach you. The Mandarin lesson plan was pretty bare bones a little while ago. Yeah. Am I head out? I have to head home from work and I can't watch and drive. Please don't watch and drive. I disrecommend it. Have a safe drive home. Go into rage. Hi and welcome to our show already in progress. I think what it might be is AI might have generated a whole bunch of new sentences and everything. And what they might be doing is letting the community fix the content. So the community might step in and be like, oh, wow, this sentence is stupid, or nobody would ever say this or whatever. And then they're curating it that way. And that could look pretty lame. I don't know if that's the case. I'm just sort of speculating as to why it might be that people have the claims that they do about the AI, but then when I popped in, it seems fine. That's what I would do if I was a multi-million-dollar company and didn't want to spend any money on QA.
I wonder if they're using AI for certain languages, because I can see them totally using it for Spanish. But like, oh yeah, we're having to manually do some of the
shit.
other lesser used languages in
They're
English.
trying to rotate around us.
Oh yeah, they are. They're rotating. Ooh, they're rotating. Oh, I'm dead. That's a turret. Turret's up top. In a weird angle. When I upgraded my dad's PC laptop, he wasn't using the MacBook. Oh, used to a MacBook he is using, but also give me a copy of Rosetta Stone for PC that I could put on my gaming computer. Nice. Yeek. Totally forgot about it till just now. I've used some Rosetta Stone. I don't remember. I don't know if I would like it today. Now that I've tried a bunch of other things. I think when I first tried it, I was still new to language learning via apps. And I think I had a pretty good experience with it. I just wonder what I would think today. I also don't think that Duolingo is the best resource out there. But it works. For what it is, it works. It does some things right. Man, they're brutalizing
Oh, you
us.
have the winter skin for Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't touch me that way,
Button.
buddy.
I don't know if you heard the question I posed earlier. Do you have a video game song or songs that you can be like, that's my favorite?
No, because that stuff doesn't stick in my head long enough.
Would you not call yourself a huge music fan?
No, I absolutely am a huge music fan. But video game music doesn't stick in my head long enough.
That's fair. I'm the same way with movie soundtracks. I can watch a movie and somebody goes, oh man, that scene where they were fighting, I was like, yeah, it was really cool. Did you see the fight? Like, wow, fight choreography was really cool. The dialogue was really awesome. Like, yeah, and the music? What music? There's dialogue and fighting. What do you mean there's music too?
Well, like, even that. So I'll be like, oh, dude, that sounded like just the orchestra or whatever they're using sounds really great. But just thinking about it later, like when I'm out of it, I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't listen to a movie soundtrack while I'm working on something as like my background music.
I think the closest thing that I could actually I can name a song from a video game is gonna be Simple and Clean from Kingdom Hearts 3.
That's good.
And that's it because it's a really good freaking anime vibe song.
You want to know something funny about that song?
Hmm.
You know why they had the Utada Hikaru perform that song?
No.
Because she's a bilingual singer. So they could have two versions of the same song, one in English, one in Japanese, sung by
Right.
the same person.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I wonder if there's a market for that.
There probably is, honestly.
I could sing in Japanese and English and Mandarin.
Hell yeah. Get it.
Probably
get into it.
Spanish. Spanish would be a little rough. My accent's
coworker-
decidedly white.
Yeah, you have the American accent.
Yeah.
I've been told my
Is-
Spanish accent's pretty good.
Yours still has a good chunk of American in it, but you at least know how to roll your R's.
Well, it's because I don't always fully go for it, because I don't
Oh
I
yeah.
don't like it when people assume I know more than I do.
Right.
So if my accent is too good, they're like, "Oh, he's fluent." I'm like, "No."
Yeah, I've had that problem in the past. I care about pronunciation, so I'm usually pretty precise about how I pronounce words. And if I've been mispronouncing a word for a while, I like to be corrected. But that also means that I can be dangerous when I'm speaking a language I'm not really fluent in because it sounds good. And they're like, no, you sound great. You're really, really fluent.
I got somebody trying to move on point.
Shit.
Punisher.
Yeah, I couldn't remember who it was. I was just like, big man with a gun.
They dead. Oh boy.
I think the biggest thing for me of like why I can't really remember video game or movie music or anything like that after the fact is because my music taste is almost entirely just punk, rock, heavy metal, and there's not a lot of games that use that.
That's fair.
You should listen to the Metal Gear Vengeance soundtrack.
Yeah.
Troy says I've sang in way more languages than I can speak. Interesting. Were you in like choir, like practicing like Italian and German, stuff like that? Just curious where that skill set comes in.
Come on, Groot. There we go. I started playing Doom today.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't play more than like maybe 10 minutes of it, but I enjoy it.
I'm assuming this is the 2016?
Dark Ages.
It's Dark Ages.
Dark Ages, it's a prequel to 2016.
Okay.
No, it's a sequel.
No, it's a prequel.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I looked it up. It's a prequel to 2016.
All I know is I'm having fun to ride a dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, because Keon was playing it today and he asked, so I was like, oh yeah, is it?
Damn it. They're really focusing me hard.
I've actually,
Oh, my dang
when I
keyboard.
worked with a Japanese natives in a book-off,
Mm-hmm.
we went to karaoke every now and then, and they were surprised with me being able to sing songs in Japanese.
Nice.
Like, wow, your singing in Japanese is way better than your speaking. It's like, cool, I just
Damn.
phonetically remembered the lyrics when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Born singer in a classical music and performance-obsessed religious culture, I was tossed into classical and choral voice lessons before I was even in school. Yeah. Jesus. Magic just looked at me and I exploded.
Oh. The Stellar Blade soundtrack is really good.
Haley, would you ever like
I'll
me
say
to
that.
show you my favorite video game song? See if you go, oh, I know that one.
I mean,
Or would that be something you
probably
wouldn't want to do?
Doesn't really matter, cause so that's the thing. I most likely do know a lot of video game music. It's just my brain is like meh.
Yeah. Troy performed
Unless I'm
competitively
actively
until
playing the game.
a little while after I graduated and left my parents' place at 16. Oh, did you win any big competitions? Yeah, I feel that way about a lot of music I've been introduced to. Video games, soundtracks, some musicals too, like older musicals that people thought are so iconic. Like I saw several Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals. They're supposed to be like epic and famous, like Sound of Music. And the music for that one is like, I remember those songs, but I will never put them on. Like if I have a moment to myself, I'm like, what do I want to listen to right now? Not that one.
It's not gonna be that.
Yeah.
I love Sound of Music as a kid, and even now I will sing the Goodnight song
Hmm.
every so often. But I think it's just because I think it's like a silly little song.
Yeah. Where is everybody fighting?
It's going to happen.
Damn. Can we not do this right now?
I can end the game.
I'm talking to Magic. She's all up on my butt again.
Killed her.
Actually, I got the kill.
Oh yeah, you got her. Okay. I think I got got the assist on it, maybe?
Nice. It felt good to see my name on the kill plate or whatever
Hell
you call
yeah.
that.
Say my name, say my name.
The kill counter, I guess? Oh, shit.
In my opinion.
I
Monster.
just sniped Rocket.
Nice. I got you.
Hey, Groot's coming after me.
I'll get you next time.
This is an awkward level with so many like walls and angles and stuff. As a healer, I'm like,
Yes.
I'm out of line of sight of everybody all the time.
Uh-huh. You got all kinds of random little walls popping up, but then you got like a whole side that feels open.
Yeah. Nope. Nope.
Sorry, Rocket.
Stop that. Damn.
Oh, Magic took me out after I got 2 kills. Damn
I
it.
was kind of touring and singing at churches all over the state when I was a kid. Won state for tenor solo and solo ensemble from 11 to 14. Then state and nationals for tenor solos at 15. But never went to an inter-country competition. Several of the competitions I went to were school related, but some weren't. Wow. It's quite the storied singing past. It's a lot.
I'm sure there's some videos of me and Oz singing together out there somewhere.
Probably.
I think there's one on YouTube of the last concert for our choir teacher.
No, Magic, go away.
I think you might be right. I was there for that one.
Yeah. You can't see us individually because the video
Yeah.
quality's garbage, but
Yeah.
you can hear me singing. Honestly, it was a pretty okay concert for only having 2 days to rehearse.
Mm-hmm. Come to me and heal.
I do not sing in front of people.
I've sing in front of a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Where's everybody? I'm
You
scared
should
to
have a
stand up.
reward that's like 10K that just makes you sing
Oh my
on
God,
stream.
I clicked out of the game. What the fuck happened?
I think Oz used to have one, and I watched her sing on stream, and I'm like, it's all right. I like to sing with
Oz.
backing.
Oh, I met Haley needs one.
Oh, yeah.
My time to shine.
Wait, hold on. I spaced out. What'd you say? Redeem for what?
Singing.
I see you need a stream reward that's like super high for you, but all it does is makes you have to sing a song for the audience.
God, no.
Ooh. When the teddy heard me sing karaoke for the first time, he looked like someone ran up behind him and smacked him in the back of the head with a board. It was thoroughly gratifying. It's nice to be good at things. It's nice to be surprised good at things. That's
'Cause,
always
like,
fun.
I'm not tone deaf or anything. I like to think that I can sing somewhat okay. However, I do not sing in front of other people because then it goes completely haywire because I get nervous.
Mm.
You've sung in front of me before.
Maybe offhandedly humming very quickly, but not actually singing.
I forget what it was, but you got excited about something and just started singing the song I had mentioned. Not like fully singing, but like I've heard you sing. Like
That's what I'm saying. It was like offhanded, quick little that.
we should come over and do karaoke sometime.
Oh God.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
I like
We
karaoke.
have so I have 2 concerts and a music festival that I'm going to this year. Well, the music festival is when we were young out in Vegas. And on Fremont Street there's a like karaoke bar called The Cat's Meow. And when we went to When We Were Young this past year, they did like an emo night. And so since we're going again this year, we're like, we're going, and we are actually going to get up and sing this time.
All right. I've only sung at a
might take a
karaoke
couple
bar
drinks.
once. Yeah. I almost never do bars. I don't know if that's... I don't know people that do bars almost ever. I have one friend that does karaoke bars. But the vast
Right.
majority of my friends do booth karaoke. So that's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
A better kind.
I think I prefer
Well,
it.
yeah,
better.
absolutely. But I think that's the thing with the karaoke bar, though, is it's so informal and you're expecting everybody to suck because they're all drunk.
2, 1. All you need to do
That doesn't sound up my alley. I don't like hearing people drunkenly, badly singing stuff.
And that's completely fair. I absolutely understand that. And I can get behind the sentiment. I think just my thing is I'm like, fuck yeah, emo night. Let's all go be stupid and sing these songs that we've listened to for the last 3 decades at the top of our lungs.
All right.
I'm not the worst singer or the best singer. I can carry a tune pretty well, but I have like an awkward range for most popular songs.
Yeah.
Whoa, choke slam.
But it's always weird when I'm one of the better singers at something like that.
Yeah.
I had a karaoke thing at one of Teresa's coworkers' house, and everyone's singing, and I'm just going, "Oh no!" the whole time. I'm like, "Hey, do you mind if I give it a go?" And like, "Oh, here's the mic." I'm like, "I don't need it," and I just project. And everyone is like, "Oh, your husband's really good at singing." I'm like, "Not really."
More choke slam. She just really wants to choke me. She comes up just to die, choke slamming me.
Oh, I'm getting hit.
That's not my portal.
That was...
It's just a really bad portal by their strength.
He stopped in the middle of
Yeah, it
combat,
is.
stood perfectly still.
He may have panic portal then.
Maybe. Yeah, I think it was a panic. He just might not play the guy. That's fine. That happens.
Is there a thing to play Strange right now?
Maybe.
Or he just started playing the game and trying to find out who he likes.
He has a skin for him though.
Karaoke with the right people is a lot of fun. Yes. I love karaoke bars. Oh. Well, I mean, you're a good singer. Might be part of it. But I suppose that's not a surprise at this point in the conversation. It's still a surprise. Like I said, I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends who sing. And they largely prefer booth karaoke.
I feel like booth karaoke has become very popular recently, for sure.
Where I grew up, I think it was the norm, and there weren't bars, if there were bars, we just didn't know where they were.
Right? I
I've
didn't
been to a
know
bar,
that
but-
booth karaoke existed until like the last 3 or so years.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oz and I met in
only
a
knew
booth
bars.
karaoke.
Oh, nice.
I prefer at home karaoke nowadays just because you can find anything you want to sing on YouTube now.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
I don't know if I do home karaoke. Odd as that is, yeah.
Spider-Man?
Booth karaoke has its own certain like special vibe. Like you can order food, you're in a dark environment, you got the lights, you got the really cheesy videos playing behind the lyrics.
No, you still get those on the YouTube videos.
But
Yeah, but you have to
You're
make
at-
food for yourself.
yeah, you're
you
at
have to
home.
turn your lights off.
and I feel like
Or even like a
putting
party
on
thing
a
like that.
goofy show for other people in a booth feels differently than being in your own home and saying, "This is what we're doing." Oh yeah.
Have you tried it though?
I've tried it at somebody else's house once. I didn't
That's fair.
prefer it.
Okay. I just like having a wider variety of songs to pick from.
I can understand that.
Like, it'd be great if, like, oh, cool, yeah, you can log into YouTube and just sing through our mics. That'll work too.
That would be nice. Can you imagine a karaoke place that does that would actually probably be pretty amazing. Especially if it curated its own like karaoke YouTube channel. So it's like you can cast whatever you want, but if you really want to,
Spider-Man.
Yep.
That's the main draw, because I agree. Like being in the booth is way more fun because feels like an event instead of just like just hanging out with your friends singing.
Yeah.
Shit.
Damn it, he did it to me.
They pushed me off the map.
He also watched me die too. Spider-Man pushed me off or pulled me off the edge and then stopped fighting and just stared at me while I died. Also sound system. Oh, Troa does raise a good point. Having a sound system in the karaoke booth that's far superior.
I mean, I got that $300 thing, so there's that.
Okay. Well, must be nice.
Oh, poor guy.
Get their heels down. Yes, more choke slams. I love that she saves them all just for me.
She knows you like them.
Maybe.
Got it.
It's nice to have a monitor so you can properly hear yourself with the music. Oh. I don't think I've ever had a karaoke place where I can hear myself. That would be nice. I mean,
That's
I
one
like
thing
to
I
sing
don't
with
like.
monitors.
Like, that's why I don't like using a mic in an enclosed space.
Yeah.
I prefer just projecting my voice because it sounds better to me.
Yeah. Oh, you just mean being able to hear yourself in the space with the mic. I guess that is technically monitoring. I was thinking Troa was mentioning like an in-ear thing or something like that, where you actually have a direct monitor for what you're singing. One thing that freaks me out whenever I use Oz's machine is she has all monitoring turned off for her microphone. So when you put on the headphones, she has headphones kind of like mine, put on the headphones and talk in the mic, you just hear this muffled in-head version of what you're saying. Me, I'm monitoring myself all the time. I like to have a monitor. It makes sense to me.
I can't monitor myself because if it's not delayed, I can't hear it. But if it's even delayed by like a millisecond, I start talking slower. And then I get caught up on my own voice. No.
Have you ever seen the videos of the newscasters where the audio equipment failed and they kept hearing themselves like a second after and they just broke?
No.
But I'm not surprised.
I could probably hang with that, but it does get annoying, and I think it would be hard for me to like think. Now, if you're just reading from a teleprompter, I could probably do it because I can kind of mind my own voice. But if I have to think of novel things to say and I'm not just reading a script, I don't think I could do it.
This is a strangely good like matchup for us.
Yeah. We had a pretty hard time winning last match, and now they're doing really good against us this one.
The map matters.
True.
They also switched.
Yeah.
They have the Thing and Venom now.
Well,
Oh, their Spider-Man Venom are working really well together.
do we have heals? Oh, yeah.
What made you choose the Mandela effect as today's topic?
It's fun.
That's all?
That's it.
All right. No elaboration? Just like, what made you think of it?
I sit and like stare at a wall for upwards of 15 minutes trying to figure out what my next discourse topic is going to be. Sometimes I do it before the day. Sometimes I do it on the day.
I always try to make a habit of asking you beforehand just to see.
Sure.
Usually the answer is, oh.
Yeah. It's been that more recently that I have not really been able to pre-plan that kind of stuff.
I just really wanted that heels dead.
Yeah, me too. Their tanks are really nice and tanky with the heals that they got. In other words, their heals are doing a good job. So kill the heals, you probably can wipe up the rest of the team.
Yep.
Does Magneto need to be attacked to succeed? I forget. Isn't that like one of his mechanics?
They what now?
Doesn't Magneto have like a I need to take damage to do damage mechanic?
Nope, I don't think so.
I think his shield or something does. It increases the damage one of his attacks does.
I don't know. Let's see. Passive. Descend slowly. Convert rings. Draw.
I think it makes rings or something if you have their shield up.
Oh, damage taken while you're metal shielded turns into rings on your back. So do faster damage. There we go. Got pushed back hard.
I don't know. It feels like their Adam Warlock was doing just healing. He wasn't even like trying to go for assist kills.
Probably. Tro says there are karaoke bars that do have a headset or a speaker facing the singer in front of them. Oh, nice. Below the visual monitor. I prefer the speaker setup.
The Warlock has 1 kill.
Yeah, he's probably just solo healing or primarily healing. It's a good way to know when your audio is either too low, too overwhelming, as well as pitch. Yeah, for me, I think the big thing is pitch, especially if the sound quality in the room is poor. I don't know if I'm exactly matching pitch or if I'm microtonally off, and to me it matters. I like to be able to hear it really clearly in my own ears. I don't imagine that people that do sound mixing for a karaoke bar are necessarily on their A game.
Would you ever, for fun, at your own home, go on YouTube and do some solo karaoke just to sing along with stuff?
Nah, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that when you were talking about solo karaoke. That sounds weird to me. It's not. That's not really my bag. Like I'll sing at home, but karaoke is kind of not. Like I'd probably pick up my guitar and sing along with that or something. But
You do have that advantage over me. Most of my singing would have to be a cappella if I didn't have a backtrack playing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't mind singing
At
a
one
cappella
point,
too. I do it with the girls.
I can.
Mutants always rise again.
I'll often do that, actually, now I think about it. I was like, is it weird that I do solo karaoke too? I don't know, I just...
I think it's unique. Or not unique. Just rare. I don't know people that are into that except you and I don't know, somebody's dad when I was in high school, I guess.
I just did it because I was bored and wanted to sing.
Sure.
Also, I don't think there's any karaoke anything up here that's not a bar. I don't think we have any.
Nope.
Is that a diversity issue where you live?
Yeah, kind of. We also just live in a, like, very small part of the desert. So.
Yeah.
It's bigger than
We
it
don't have-
was when I first moved up here, though. Like, we've gotten a lot of stuff that I didn't think we'd get.
Yeah, we've definitely expanded a little bit, but for you to go like to the big arcades or go to the good malls, you have to go like 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
And that's not
To
to
be
say
fair,
that
we
we
also lost one of our
don't.
core things in a fire.
Lost what?
The arcade thing that was on Bear Valley and Hesperia, it burned down.
Yeah.
Arcade.
It was a guy it was like a hangout spot where he had like a bunch of systems and arcade stuff and DDR things. You just play games or like have your kids stay there, kind of thing. You
Tro
just pay by
says,
the hour to play games.
No clue what you're talking about.
Well, it's gone now, so it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying I didn't even know it existed in the first place.
It was next to the In-N-Out on Bear Valley.
Tro says, I've found versions of songs without lyrics and sing over them, but that's the closest I've gotten to in-home karaoke.
That's what I do. Because the songs I sing, I already know the lyrics to, so I don't need to have the lyrics. A lot of times it's like Steven Universe, which you never find in the karaoke bar or something like that.
Oh, sure. Spooderman's annoying.
But there's like a whole YouTube channel that I think is official of karaoke for Steven Universe that I use.
That's fun.
Because people knew, like, oh yeah, this is known for having music people like to sing.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do that. Alright, Spider-Man. Here. This skin is a little bit harder to see for Spider-Man, in my opinion.
Damn. I thought we were doing so good right there. Yeah, I've sung to no vocals versions of songs before, but usually not at home. If I do it anywhere, it'd probably be in the car. Just to keep myself occupied.
It also is usually when I'm home alone, too. It's like I'm not singing for audience, I'm just singing for me, and I want the background track.
I'm also never home alone.
That's the thing. I was
For
going to say
now.
you. Oh, that's going to be so nice for you when the kids are both at school and Oz is out. And then the others.
Yeah, there's still an issue there.
Time heals all wounds.
We'll
Or
see.
kills our wounds. What?
I prefer to find the guitar version of songs and learn those to sing. Yeah, I'll usually arrange if there isn't a way to play it on guitar on its own. I'll usually arrange a guitar piece and sing that way.
Our last one.
Sounds good.
I'll usually pluck out chords on a piano
Hmm.
just to like give myself the feel of background music. Like I bought one from Haley because I got rid of my last one for some reason in one of the moves.
That's why I didn't know that place existed. Sorry.
Why?
Because it didn't even open up until 2022 anyways.
Oh,
We don't live
That's a
like
bummer.
out in the desert ourselves, but we definitely had just sort of a general lack of fun things around us that we like to do for a while, but that's changing. Like a splash park opened up since we moved here, and we got good Thai food instead of just the plastic clamshell or styrofoam clamshell place down the street. And
Right.
like little things here and there, so it's not just what it used to be.
got him.
Good job.
Oh, they left without their healers.
Yep.
Yeah, the biggest issue with our area is that it
People
used
live
to
there?
be just kind of, well, no. There used to not be that many people that lived up here.
Hmm.
And so, like, the more established area is, if you ever talk to a Southern California person, you'll hear them say down the hill or up the hill.
Hmm.
And the more established area from where we are is down.
Okay.
And so it's just everything has been down there forever, so nobody really wants to like open up anything new down here or up here because they don't, I guess they don't imagine that people are gonna still stay up here. Like they're gonna still keep going down the hill.
Yeah.
So it's just easier to open places down there than it is to try to expand up here a whole lot.
Sure. No, it's all about money, right? If somebody's going to pay to make a business, then they're going to want to be sure that it's actually going to make money.
Yep.
One thing we have a surprisingly large amount of is card shops.
Yes.
Interesting.
And they're all like little hole in the walls. You don't really know they're there until you just happen to walk by it.
So they really want you to spend your money.
Right.
Life energy brings me back.
We should start a karaoke bar, Haley, or a karaoke like room place.
Nah.
You'd be able to sit and play games for the most part, but yeah.
Yeah, but I don't imagine there's the demand for that here like you might think there is.
I don't think there's a demand. I just said we should do it.
Yeah.
Damn. Stay behind me that whole time.
Mantis has returned.
Well, every time we see something that's like a hole in the local markets here, we think, oh, we should have somebody open something up. But
Revenge is the most visceral.
we don't want to do it ourselves. I don't want to be a business owner.
Right.
Not that kind of business. Anyway.
Nope. I am good on that front.
Yeah.
Do I want to be my own boss? Yes. Do
Yeah.
I want to run my own brick and mortar store?
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. I'd rather run an online brand. I know how to do that. I don't know how to.
Yep.
Don't want to know how to do brick and mortar.
And I don't have to sit here and like socialize with people face to face this way.
Yeah. I'm much better at.
I don't have to leave my house.
Much better at text flying across the screen.
Yep.
Yeah, people get way more health being revived by Adam than they used to.
Oh, clever.
I don't believe they do, because I got revived by a warlock and had like no health earlier today. And died instantaneously.
That's weird because I shot someone as they arrived and it didn't do anything to them and they're already at full health. But it was also the Ben Grimm, so it could just be he's extra tanky.
It does feel extra tanky. Cho says my guitar is kind of crap, but it's still functional enough to blunder something together. I'd be willing to wager my piano and flute have gone downhill quite a bit over time as well. Everything's a muscle, you know. You lose it if you don't use it, but you can also gain it back pretty quickly with enough care and consideration.
Try to get me to play piano right now, I would be completely lost.
Because you sold it to me.
Well, not even that. I didn't play for years, and then I sold it to you, so it's been even longer now.
Piano for me was always just I want to pluck out a tune really quick. I don't really want to learn. And shame on me, but been too lazy to do any more than that, really.
Fine.
Like I passed piano 101 without any like trying, so I'm that good enough to like do that, but I could read sheet music. That's about it.
Yeah. I actually struggle to read sheet music. I know how. It takes me a little longer than I guess most people.
I know the theory on how to read sheet music, but I never got to a read level. Like I have to derive what the notes are every time. I just never practiced. It also doesn't help that I have somewhat perfect pitch, so I feel like that hampered my designs to actually like learn the reading. If I just hear it a few times, then I've got it down, and if I practice it a few times, then I've really got it down in muscle memory.
Right.
But I've also never played anything like, you know, long form orchestral where the memorization of something would be dumb to try to do.
Yeah, the Ben Grimm spawned at full health.
Oh yeah.
I watched his replay as he killed me. I wonder if it's like a percentage thing, like, oh, you're the first one to die, you get full health. And then so on, like reducing.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe like strategists. I don't know why I said it like that.
Strategists.
Strategists.
Because your brain started to say strategic.
It's fine. Happens to all of us. Oh man, especially when you stream.
I do it all the time.
I just do it on normal, so. Well, I am playing games, so I'm half focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your brain's doing a lot.
Fuck yeah, brain, you work for me now, bitch.
If only I could say that to mine.
So a fun thing I've noticed, have you ever sat and like
Yes.
watched shush. I'm focusing on gaming, so let the words come to me when they get there, okay? Have you ever like sat and watched somebody playing a game like this and you watch how much and how fast their eyes are moving?
No. I think that would wig me out.
Dude, it's so crazy.
It depends on the monitor. Like me, since I'm playing on the big TV, my eyes kind of take it all in from a distance. But if you're at a game PC up close, you have to
But that's what I'm,
angle your eyes more.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, like somebody streaming.
You can stream on a TV. I've done it.
People do not stream on their TV.
No.
I did. Are you saying I'm not people?
Not usually.
I'm saying you're not the norm.
Thank you. I'm Stuart.
If I had there's somebody I follow, they're playing the Doom Eternal DLC right now to get into Dark Ages after. And I was watching like her eye movement and it was just absolutely insane.
That's probably good. You're gathering all the visual information you need to be excellent at the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That would probably be me and Smash Brothers, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
My eyes do have like a pretty wide variety of things that I'm kind of staring at though too, because like my Instagram feed is over here like off to the far right for me, and then OBS is off to the far left for me, and I've got up OBS, which is all the visual monitoring of everything, the down OBS, which is my audio mixer and chats, and then Instagram's chat is in the Instagram studio. I can't get it to work in the multi-chat, so I have to have that window open and then the whole game in the middle. And I'm one of those people that actually looks at the camera when I stream too. So
Oh, I have to
One
heal.
good thing about using a PNG tuber.
yeah.
Are we continuing to play, or are we doing something else, guys?
Haley, was that your last?
Yes, I
There
am
we go.
heading to bed.
Sounds good. I'm down for it's 1:48. 1 or 2 more, and then I'm bouncing myself.
Oh, thanks for letting me play.
Thanks for having it. Or have you? We had. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
for being
Haley.
here.
Thanks, Haley.
Thanks.
It always makes me happy when someone as eloquent as D has a flub like that, because it makes me just feel better about myself.
I flub a lot. I think having the camera on hones my delivery a little bit because I put a certain amount of attention into presenting, maybe even at the detriment of the game. But one heals, okay.
We are cloak and dagger.
But that doesn't mean that I still don't flub. When I'm off camera, I feel like I flub more. And I usually try to make it as grandiose as that one just was.
Right.
Light can heal and light
Well,
can harm.
good luck in the games.
Thanks.
The rest of the stream.
We'll see
We
you in
love
the
you.
next one.
Love you. Bye.
Later.
Have a good
Bye,
night,
jerk.
Haley.
Oh, she didn't call me bitch.
I can do that if you want.
Yeah,
That's okay. You can do it anytime you want.
I would, but you usually have to earn it.
Yeah. No, it's just old joke between me, since I was so much taller than Haley and had long hair.
3,
Um,
1.
she would refer to me as Sam every now and then from
Supernatural.
Natural, yeah. So I'd call Haley jerk, and she would call me bitch.
Sorry, I'm awful at healing you guys.
It's okay.
I just figured
I'm
you'd
awful
pop
at
into the invulnerable spot, but then it didn't happen, and a bunch of you died.
I thought you were about to say into the unknown.
This isn't Frozen 2.
Everybody needs a hand sometimes.
It's weird to know the English words to some of those songs.
Oh yeah, don't you only watch it in Mandarin?
Yep.
Have you ever thought about watching in English just to see?
Nah. The voice talent in
think,
that movie is like, they're good. Kristen Bell, is it Idina Menzel?
Eddie Menzel, yeah.
Like, I liked them, but I really like the Mandarin localization folks.
I mean,
And
you can like both.
Yeah, but I'll usually prefer to listen to a movie in one language and cleave to that.
How do you like the songs? Because I'm assuming you've heard at least snippets of the English versions.
For Frozen 2, I've heard all of them. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I haven't heard the one that Anna sings by herself. Do the next right thing. No, I think I have. I think I have. Yeah, I remember. I remember hearing Kristen Bell singing that song. What's
Any
that?
that you might prefer, or do you
In-
only prefer the Mandarin?
In English? You know, I prefer Lost in the Woods in English.
That is a good song.
Because that one translates like not that interesting to me. But the one that Elsa sings in the ice cavern in the deep mystical whatever, she gets her superpowers or whatever.
Yeah.
That one's way better in Mandarin than it is in English. So I would only listen to that one in Mandarin.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is because you always referred to like, oh, I don't usually like listening to covers.
Yeah.
And even though it is official, like dubbed and like lyrics,
It's a
it's
cover.
still, it is a cover, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of. I mean, everything is the same in the localization except the main singer. So all the backing vocals are the same. The instrumentation's all the same. everything's essentially the same. The only thing that differs is the lead. And that includes Aurora's voice. So whenever you hear her do her...
Elsa?
I forget what the term is. No, Aurora's not Elsa. She's the voice that calls Elsa into the mystical realm.
Not gonna lie, I've only seen Frozen 2 like twice.
Okay. Well, it's the voice that Elsa hears during the whole movie. It's just like a vocalization. And it's done by the Norwegian singer Aurora. Her voice is the same in the Mandarin version as well. Because it's just a vocalization, so there's nothing to translate.
It's the
That one. Yep.
I don't know why you would change that anyways.
Nah. Especially how pretty it is. Why are they stopping us here? I'm just gonna push them back.
I think they're triple healing.
Not for long. Actually, for long. They're really good at healing each other. Thanks, Troa. Well clipped, actually. I appreciate that. I love Aurora. Yeah, she's a vibe. Ew.
Yeah, they're really good at healing each other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something because they're clumping.
Yeah, I'm struggling to remember the way that song goes in English when she's down in the ice, deep in the ice caverns, and she starts talking to her mom. Her mom sings. Oh, isn't it "Show Yourself" in English?
I couldn't tell you.
She's
I
like,
remember the first one. Okay.
yeah. So I think she's like asking the spirits of the ice-powered cavern to show themselves to her, and give her, her direction and power and all that kind of stuff. And "Show Yourself" just sounds kind of commanding to me. Like it makes her sound like she's some sort of powerful witch, and she's demanding this situation to take place.
I mean, isn't she a powerful witch?
Yeah, but I don't like the vibe so much in the Mandarin, in the Taiwanese Mandarin. She says, stop hiding, which has a different sort of vibe to it, right? It's the sensation of like, you've been leading me on this chase for so long. I just want to get to where you are. And I feel like it's sweeter than asking somebody to show themselves to say, stop hiding. And it sounds pretty when sung.
So it might be tanks get more health, because I just watched 2 other people spawn and have no health, even though they... I just killed all 3 of their DPS when they respawn, so that was pretty cool.
There goes a heal. Damn, there goes me. Teddy arrival imminent. Methinks he'll be here about as you wind down. Well, pass my love. If we're passing ships in the night, at least. Yeah. Send my love. Ooh. Crims, I'm trying to keep you awake. Or awake, alive. Well, both. Stay awake,
Yes.
so you can stay alive.
Do you have any phobias? I don't know if I've ever asked you this.
I don't talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
I have, so this isn't a phobia, but I have a legitimate, rational, I think, fear that if I tell somebody what my deepest, darkest fear is, It will one day be used against me if I piss off the wrong person.
I think we've had this discussion. That's sounding familiar.
So I just never share that.
It's clowns.
If it were clowns, I wouldn't be in to do it honk. Not that I'm, in...
Rick Stewart, I wouldn't be your friend if I didn't like clowns.
What?
I said I wouldn't be your friend, Stewart, if you didn't like clowns. I was calling myself a clown.
I see. Alright, let's kill some heals. That means you, Mantis. No, Stuart. Damn. Wow. They all ran away from Crims. That was perfect. Sometimes that's all you need with a good ult, is just positioning. You need to kill. Well done, well done.
Shall we end it with your play of the game?
Sure. I think that's interesting. We were a one heal team for the majority of that match, and they were a three heal team. At the end, we had two. But what is this? I don't think this is a good play. I'm not doing anything here.
You're doing a lot of healing.
You're healing people.
Not. I guess I got a couple people from the brink because Magic came in and lowered them. That's not that impressive. I don't think that was the best thing I did in that match, but the AI says otherwise.
Oh, it's actually just one dude who picks clips in the game. His name is Jeff.
His name is Jeff.
Oh, my play of the game is very silly. It's just going into the ult from the Adam Warlock and just killing off all the people in that room who respawned.
Nice. Yeah, that works. That sounds more impressive. All right, gents. I'm off.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Sleep well. Sweet dreams.
I need it.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
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 Jam. Thanks for the lurk support. If this is your first message, it means you must have been around. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for your weigh-ins on the Mandela effect topic at hand. It's interesting to hear what everybody kind of knew and didn't know. A lot of them have been pretty popularized, I think, because it's happened to enough people that they've made the same mistakes. I think that's ultimately what makes Mandela effect so convincing that it's a real odd phenomenon, that's something that's worth scrutiny, is because how would so many people think the same thing? And I think a lot of that just comes down to things like the store Joanne not having an apostrophe S. Most stores do. So when one doesn't, we don't remember that fact. We just assume that they cohere to the standard that we're used to. And that's generally probably what's happening with everything else. The cornucopia with food coming out of it, that just makes sense. That would be something that would happen with Fruit of the Loom. The Berenstain Bears, we know more names that end in EIN in our culture, as far as I can think of. So that just makes sense. It's extrapolations we put out based on what we sort of see in the world, usually, that those are the things that it's easy to base memories on those, and we don't assume that our brain is actually filling in gaps for us. So later on, when we're presented with the truth, it seems weird, it seems foreign, it seems like that's impossible, that it could be that way. when really we've just been gap filling the whole time. Yeah. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for your presence. Thanks for just a great 2025 so far. It's been really cool seeing everything grow and build. I've got more stuff I'm doing in my off days. I can't wait to share with you guys. So stay tuned for that. Follow me everywhere. Comment, like, repost, whatever you gotta do. I don't know that repost is a big thing that people do per se, but it's a big help for me if anybody should do that. So appreciate your faces. I'm going to go get what sleep I can before we have to go get ready for kindergarten and pre-K. Teddy says hi. Hello. Good to have you here. Man, I'm just I'm batting 1,000 tonight for eloquent turns of phrase. Yeah. Have nice Teddy times. I will have nice sleep times. And I will catch you all in a couple days. Between now and Saturday's missed stream, go ahead and cyberstalk me and keep me busy and entertained. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. If you've been watching on Trovo, Kick, and YouTube, we're saying goodnight to you now. I did figure out YouTubers how to raid out to another channel. I just need to go and do some research and find some people that I'd like to raid out to. And we'll start making that happen more often, I think, in the future. But I need to know, like, who's live at this hour and what's going on. And that's going to take some time and research. So not tonight, but next time, maybe. All right. If you're safe, fed, and loved, make sure someone out there is too, please. We'll catch you all very soon. Twitch, guys, hang on just a moment because we'll find somebody to raid out to. And for everybody else, bye.